It's the Bennington show sending out regards to North Korea with Rocket Man. I'm Ron Bennington. There's Gail Bennington.
Yo.
And I'm Ron Bennington. And Trump in the UN today. By the way, so I walk in because it's too ridiculous to catch a cab today. And you couldn't even get on Fifth Avenue. You had to go all the way up and around. I mean, streets are shut down everywhere.
There's so many shut down. Yeah. I didn't realize how many.
Yeah.
It's like half of Midtown is shut down right now.
Well, UN week is always bad. When the president's always comes in, the traffic's always bad. But when they both happen together, and this always makes me laugh, I walk from my house here, I walk through a parking lot. It's like I got to Disney late, and you have to walk through all those parking lots. Remember, everybody, we're in Chippendale. Chippendale. Who wants to remember it? Which one of you kids can remember Chippendale? Trump called him the Rocket Man today in front of the world. And doesn't
it feel like a little bit like, hey, we're used to your thing, but when you do it on a platform like that,
very weird.
It's like when you bring a friend to a party and you're like, yeah, that's how he is. I mean, I'm friends with him, but
like you bring your friend from work to a party and then he calls you Scooch in front of everybody. Fucking Scooch is like the lunatic at work.
You don't know me, Scooch. God damn it.
And then your friend's like, okay, Scooch. You know what I mean? Like you can tell, like your friend doesn't pick up on it, but you can tell they all despise him and you get that cold feeling of, come on, guys.
I've known him since I was a kid.
Yeah. Well, Scooch, I guess we'll see you later. We're all going out to do something without you two. And I think it's going to be, and I don't know how like Rocket Man is even a bad thing.
Yeah, it's a little bit cooler than I would have hoped for a nickname with him.
Yeah, it's like Sick Boy, where you think it's going to be a bad nickname, right. But no, it's fucking awesome.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
Jesse McLaren tweeted something that has had me laughing on the train so much. So Jesse McLaren, who is my friend turned internet sensation.
Yeah.
If you like memes, follow at Mick Jesse. But I'm going to retweet his tweet right now. And Chris, pull this up. This is just an example of the ridiculousness.
Okay.
Of this.
So, what do we got?
So we've got Reagan standing at the podium, and he says, "Hey, birthmark head, tear down this wall."
Oh, man. That's a solid fucking joke, Jesse. Solid joke.
That kid is always swinging. He's always swinging. He has a couple of hits.
Hey, birthmark head, tear down this wall. Instead of people clapping, just like, huh? Why'd you get personal on him?
It's just so mean.
Well, we fucking faced 4 different countries today. We went after North Korea, Iran. Just seems like, oh, it's going to be fucking on. Venezuela, and our old nemesis, Cuba. We're back pissed at Cuba again.
Great.
I don't know what Cuba did lately. Oh, I know. Got hit by a fucking hurricane.
Jerks.
This looks so fucking good. I forget. You know, I haven't. You know, sometimes like you're like, oh, you heard a song a million times, and then you don't hear it for a while.
Yeah.
And then you hear it again. You're like, fuck, that's a good song.
Yeah.
Somebody told Elton John, stop writing good songs. Around, I'd say 1975.
Yeah, it was kind of early.
Yeah, it was late. Yeah, but he put out like 5 or 6 albums.
Right.
You know, and then everybody loved him, and then he was just like, okay, then I'll just dress shiny all the time. You know what I mean? Like, after that, he started focusing more on his costumes.
Right.
And that's why I thought it was funny that Lady Gaga did the same thing as him. You know, that was her idol. And then she has the first album, which everyone was like, hey, these songs are great. And look, she dresses nuts. And after that was just like, what's your new album? Oh, it's called Meat Dress. So I come out dressed in all like meat. And she forgot about the music.
Yeah, she focused on the wrong part of his career.
Yeah. And that's what happens. I mean, Alice Cooper did it to himself too.
And you can't blame people for having that association with him because that's most of his career.
Right. Well, then eventually he just started writing cartoon music.
Yeah.
You know, that whole, I guess it takes a talent to do that, but it doesn't fucking stick. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Madman Across the Water is one of my favorite albums of all time.
It's fucking great. Tumbleweed Connection is great. But there was a certain point of they like me. I've got to entertain them. Chris Stanley's done this where as soon as he got his girlfriend, he dropped all of his Zito friends.
Yeah. What happened there?
I don't know.
We knew that was a fake friendship even when you did it.
It was an interim friendship.
Yeah, but they put you in a wedding. It meant something to them.
Yes, I know.
You know what's extra hurtful about it? So he started hanging out with them as soon as his old friends ditched him.
Right.
Then he gets a girlfriend and he ditches them. You're no better than your old friends.
And I don't blame them because it's like that last fucking episode of Freaks and Geeks where suddenly the cool kid was playing Dungeons and Dragons with them. I never remember what any of the names are. Yappa dappa dappa, yappa dappa dappa, yappa dappa dappa. So big week this week. You know, I'm doing the 5th anniversary of The Stand Wednesday night. 2 shows and some real sluggers coming in. I believe Artie's going to be there.
Rich Voss.
Okay, this is great.
Dan Soder.
Dan Soder.
Damn.
He's from the show Billions.
Yes, he is. Showtime. Wyatt Cenac.
Wyatt Cenac, he's like People of Earth.
Sal Vulcano.
Sal Vulcano?
Yeah.
Forget it.
He's a huge star.
Yeah.
Ron Bennington.
Okay.
And more.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That might mean Jay Moore. As far as I know. And Jay Moore. Well, that's great. I actually saw Dan Soder get a little pissed the other night.
Really?
I never saw that.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
He's normally so cheerful and agreeable.
Yeah, he was. But he was looking to break in some new material. And I mean, he's fucking busting it up. He's killing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then a woman in the crowd just keeps saying his mom's name, going like this, trash. And he just fucking turns around. And I fell out because I never see him get mad. You know, he was on Dan Soder was on the NFL Network for the top 10 quarterbacks of all time, and he squeezed 2 San Francisco 49er quarterbacks. It was his only reason for going there. But I'm going to say this to the people of Earth and see if this makes sense. All right? Now, greatest boxer of all time, Chris Stanley.
Muhammad Ali.
And that's a given, right? Suppose there was a guy who beat Muhammad Ali twice for the championship belt. Would they not at least make the top 10? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, if you beat the greatest.
Yeah. Joe Frazier fought him hard 3 times. You stop scratching, Chris. You're making me feel like there's a bad dog in the room. Beat him once, lost to him twice. He's going to make every top 10 heavyweight list ever for doing that. So anybody who would have beat Muhammad Ali twice in a championship match would at least be in the top 10.
I would agree. I would agree with that.
So where's Eli Manning in the top 10? Why is Eli Manning's the people's fucking joke?
Do you think that were there other contemporary quarterbacks on the list?
Nothing but. I mean, they're fucking packed full of quarterbacks the last 20, 25 years. But I'll also say this. Tom Brady never beat a team as good as Eli Manning did in the fucking world championship. Tom Brady never had to go out and beat an undefeated Patriots team.
Is it that Eli's just not fun enough? Is he not sexy enough?
He's not respected.
But see, here's the thing. That's your job when you're a Dan Soder to bring up that point. That's your job to bring the contrarian comedian point of view. Not to be like, Joe Montana was great. We know fucking Joe Montana was great, dude. You could bring any fucking hack off the street to fucking bring up Joe Montana's name. But to have stand up for that fucking waterhead in Jersey, a man who's never even been to New York City, because he goes like this, there's no way to get over the bridge. And we're like, Eli, there is. He said there's nothing under the bridge. He just sees too much air there that scares him.
He's a simple man.
Bennington show was off yesterday, but on Friday we had Chris Gethard in, and we got into a long conversation about Bobby the Brain Heenan. And then Sunday night we found out that Heenan died, and I was like, I'm at least glad that we were praising him before this happened.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, we were praising him as we would any other day. But the iBang has put up what a bunch of comics said about Heenan, because comedians love Heenan because he did two things. He was very funny, but never at the expense of the story. Always.
Right.
You know, always moving the story ahead. People will never know what Heenan was able to do for other people's fucking heats just by being Heenan. You know what I mean? He would bring a bad guy in and everybody would hate him, or Heenan would hate a bad guy more than he needed to, and that would, I mean, a good guy, and that would make everybody like that good guy.
Right.
I think Heenan probably came up with Hulkamania's dead. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, what? I guess it is over.
He was such a good entertainer. He was so funny. He had some of the best expressions, I think, of anyone to do that job, because it's so important to have, like, to get the face down when you, like, people can tell your expressions from the last row when you don't have the mic in front of you. Like, some of those, like, big-eyed, shocked faces.
It was just unbelievable. It was great. How great. And those things just didn't put Heenan over, but put the entire show over. You know what I mean? When fucking Heenan would be left in the ring after his wrestler got knocked out, and the fucking, you know, the giant whoever turned around and Heenan just went full pissy panic attack.
Yeah.
I mean, that shit was amazing. Begging, please, don't do it.
The big no.
But if you go back and watch the show that was kind of on before they had a Monday Night Raw, and it was Heenan and Monsoon and the banana phone. This is thin on the banana phone. You know what I mean?
Right.
Heenan was so much fucking faster than that dope Monsoon, right? And then Heenan would make it seem like at the end, Monsoon had baffled him. You know what I mean? Like, he would just hit Monsoon like 8 times, and then Monsoon would say one thing, and Heenan would be like, what? Well, that's just not right. You're not being fair to Flair. He loved to say that. I know he was before your time, right, Vito?
Yeah.
And I know from listening to Big Brothers this weekend, you don't like when Chris tries to bring up wrestling. And I thought that was a very good point that you made. But anybody ever better than him?
I don't think so. And, like, it's on both, like, being a manager and being a commentator. Like, when I was a kid, I bought the WrestleMania box set, and I don't even, like, I wasn't around in that era, but every match I watched that he called, I could picture everything that happened leading up to the match, and I'd be invested in the match because, like, he laid everything on the table.
Story arc. The story arc would happen. The before, during, and after would happen. He knew when to drop it and move on to the next thing. He was just great. And I think we brought this up on Friday. Never once played the face. Never once went from the cheap pop of kicking his own bad guy, because the place would have went fucking crazy, you know. But he realized that would have killed everything that was worked on. You know, it would have killed the show.
Because there's, like, if you think about that position, the way you said, like, that he had the ability to make bad guys worse and good guys better by either hating them or endorsing them. That's, like, the most powerful character that you could have.
Right. And never his own true feelings. I mean, I know for a fact there were people in that league, because that league was fucking insane. There were people he wanted nothing to do with, but that didn't happen during the show. But when it was off, like, he never badmouthed people. He was just, he kept himself a distance from it. And that was like a lesson that I picked up for him is just like, don't get involved in the fucking sandbox. Don't get involved in the henhouse shit, because it doesn't do anything. It's not moving anything along. He was so great. And people are asking me if I'm all right. I'm not going to make a big deal out of it, but according to the doctors, I should have died Sunday.
God, I didn't realize it was that serious.
It's a serious, little-known disease that I've suffered from, sporadically throughout my life. Sometimes I just feel like I have a beat, and then I test positive again. And it's a little-known thing. It's called a head and chest cold. And anytime I feel like I'm up and running again, I get the diagnosis. You've got a head and chest cold. So it's icy juice, hot showers. That's the way I beat everything.
That's the only thing you can get rid of it?
And prayer. Plenty of prayer. And believe me, your prayers have meant a lot to me. Sean, what's up?
Hey, Ronnie, I was looking to see how Heenan was doing towards the end of his life there, and he looked like shit, I guess, last year in 2016. But he looked just like Eastside Dave before he passed.
Ouch. That's a shot at two of my friends for no different reason. Tony, Stony Brook, or Stony from Tony Brook. What's up, buddy?
Bennington, how you doing?
Good, man.
Ronnie, I can't believe it hasn't come up yet, but I want to be the first. I think I'm the first. Congratulations, brother, on 12 continuous years on satellite radio.
That's the most depressing thing I've ever heard in my life. That just got to me.
Wow.
Yeah. That one hurt, Tony. That one hurt. Do you realize...
You make my day, brother. You really do.
My satellite career could be a Little League catcher right now. I'm 12 years old. That's hard to believe.
It's shocking and adorable, both.
Yeah. If my satellite career was a boy, I'd probably let him have a sip of my beer right now.
He's earned it.
Come on, young man. One sip. That's all you get. Don't guzzle. Vacation. Remember Vacation?
Mm-hmm.
Vacation. I like to quote movies all the time.
You're kind of a movie buff.
I'm a movie biff, and that is a callback to another 80s movie called Back in History. And a young man took a fancy car and went, as he said it, back in history. And whatever you go back to do, that makes Polaroid pictures change. So you got to be very careful, or else all your Polaroids will be destroyed. I'm doing everything I can, not just for myself, but anyone who suffers from head and chest colds.
It's really wonderful. You need like a ribbon or a band, something.
Like a day.
Well, what I really wanted to do was have everybody pull a wagon around one day. It would just
I don't know.
filled with cold medicines.
Okay.
Like you got where she went to the Emmys without her wagon.
Wagon challenge.
The Emmys were a big thing the other night because James Corden had to apologize to his Twitter tweet followers for kissing Spicy on the face.
Yes. He had to make a formal...
He had to formally apologize. And it's all Stephen Colbert's fault, Yeah. Because at the expense of a cheap pop, which, by the way, did nothing for the ratings. It was the worst Emmy ratings of all time. But no matter what comes out now, it's the worst ratings of all time.
Yeah, you almost can't even judge it.
Chris just heard some no-necks from NBC complaining about Sunday night ratings.
Yeah, they're pissed about the Sunday Night Football and how the ratings are doing badly and how they don't need games to be blowouts. They were pissed that it was like a blowout.
Well, you can't. It's not wrestling. You can't play the fucking game.
I know. It's like they were just like, we just need a close game on Sunday night.
Remember when that's what killed Thursdays, right?
Yeah.
Every Thursday was just a blowout. But by the way, if you two fucking mattered, you wouldn't be in a goddamn elevator with Chris. You know what I mean? 30 rocks across the street, so I doubt anybody with any heat is in this building.
No, I mean, it's most
We're
of them.
getting fucking strap hangers.
Yeah. The vast majority are just young white women that
All
work in
right.
those five.
Don't be
floors.
fucking
That's racist.
misogynist and
I'm
racist.
saying
Both.
what's true.
You know what? Our proud young white women are the future.
Mm-hmm. Not
That's
for
what I'm saying.
president, but
No,
something
not
else.
for president, but somebody who helps the president
Sure.
and gets stuff
A
for
president's
him.
helper.
Yeah. The president would be nothing without. There's like a cool hipster couple walking by.
Looks
Looking
like
good.
Zach De La Rocca.
If that were true, Chris, I'd be fucking going crazy. Be like this to him. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. Fuck you, I won't do what you tell me. I want to come back with a country version of that. I won't do what you tell me. Wiki was in today, and he's totally stoked about Big and Rich are here today.
Oh, really?
I'll just say this. Love Big, hate Rich.
Big's pretty fun.
I feel like Rich has held Big back. I think Big would be huge by now.
Huger.
Is that a word?
I think
You
so.
can be huger?
Huger,
I
yeah.
don't think so.
More huge. I don't know.
Huger has to be a word.
I don't think huger
Maybe it
a
is,
word.
but the way you're saying it.
Which is a huger? This one or that one?
This is, yeah. Maybe it's just because he's saying huger.
Huger is the adjective of huge.
All right. I love it. What's the adverb of huge?
That I don't know.
Hugely.
Hugely.
Like bigly.
Yeah. Deal hugely.
He's great. So, Vito, why don't you just say what you want to say about Bobby the Brain Heenan right now?
Well, I love Bobby the Brain Heenan.
No, but say it in a way that has to do with him, not you.
I
You're the fucking Frito Bandito. You know that, Vito?
I don't want to be the Frito Bandito.
I am the Frito Bandito.
Bobby the Brain Heenan is very important to the modern wrestling landscape because many people look at right now what Paul Heyman's doing, and I think you could say Paul Heyman is doing his best Bobby the Brain Heenan impression.
Wow.
Sounds like a Wikipedia fucking article.
You didn't have
Sounds
to-
like an attack on Heyman. For
I love
no
it.
reason.
Why did you have to
Heyman-
cut him down
yeah,
in the
Heyman
middle
is
of this?
fucking
I
great.
think that is a way of respect to both men.
Doesn't
No,
sound
it
that
really
way.
isn't.
No, you're saying
That sounds like
just trying
fucking
to-
Heyman is stealing money from the Heenan legacy.
Just trying to figure out a way not to use personal adjectives right now. Paul Heyman is great.
Are you?
This is about Bobby
Not
Heenan.
about him.
You're all fucking topic.
Paul Heyman is great.
I just want to talk about this pop-up video I saw last night.
I missed that show.
Pop-up video.
Although I do see it on all the time for some reason at Shade.
Yeah,
for some reason, they're always watching pop-up video in
In the
there.
afternoons, they always just have it on.
I think the new MTV channel does like pop-up video.
Yeah, but it's literally the same. Like they just took pop-up video?
Yeah, well, I think they're just playing it over like 80s and 90s videos because that MTV2 channel is supposed to be like retro or MTV classic.
I can't even. I don't know why I would want to sit and watch something that has pop-ups.
Is that on Netflix, this new MTV channel?
Man, so fucking guy came out of nowhere. Do you just think by taking a modern reference and throwing it in there it would make you seem cool? How's your girlfriend doing, Chris?
She's doing very good. Very
Yeah?
well.
She hasn't come to her senses?
Surprisingly, no, not yet.
You're not going to ruin her life, are you?
No.
Will you
I was thinking
please?
about that this weekend. Isn't that sad? I was thinking, I was like, she's really a lovely girl.
She
and then
is.
I was thinking, I hope Chris doesn't ruin her life because I like her as a person.
Yeah. No, I
He
won't.
ruins everything he touches.
Yeah, you do.
Not gonna
You
ruin
got
her
that
life.
garbage touch and garbage dick, both.
He's got a bit of garbage touch. Hey, Chris, is she coming to the Big Unmasked next Thursday or this Thursday?
She'll be coming, yes.
Wow. I think Pamela Anland's family going to be there, so let's put her with them
Okay.
as a way of saying this is a way of the two families coming together.
Stanley and Adam.
Would you consider marrying her this year at Thanksgiving?
I'm not getting married in
Please, because we
2016.
really want to do a big show.
And I can get it. I mean, I know it's a jinx room for getting married. But would you be willing to go on one knee and propose to her and give her a diamond ring?
I not proposing. I'm not giving out any rings.
Why not, man? For the fucking sake of Thanksgiving.
Please.
Who
You
wants
don't
to buy this? Bow, bow, bow.
Is Thanksgiving a romantic time? You think?
It is.
Oh my God,
the
so
most
romantic. It's
You
a
think?
time
Yeah.
for being thankful for the person you love.
Because your
Oh, wow.
people say it's a time for familia.
Mhm. It's perfect.
I'll consider it, but I don't know if I can.
We
can't
looks
afford a
like
ring.
we're having. Yeah, you got settlement money by then.
What?
We look like Thanksgiving, and we're going to announce this week on Thanksgiving, and we're putting something together to make this not only the best Thanksgiving, but the hugest Thanksgiving we've ever done.
It is huge.
We're going huger. And Chris,
Yes.
when you give her the ring,
Why?
we will play Candy is dandy, but liquor is quicker, and there ain't no liquor like in Costa Rica.
That's perfect. Chris, this is going to be amazing. And I would really love to get the audience in on it because I would like it to be like one of those surprise proposals where everybody's like singing and everything.
What if they do
What are those
this?
called?
We
Viral.
get the entire room to say at the same time, "Will you marry Chris Stanley with this ring?" Dude, that'll be so
Oh
fucking
my
romantic.
God.
I'm not guaranteeing anything.
And then all of a sudden, like the crowd parts and then people are dancing. It's like, tonight's gonna be a good night.
All of a sudden, up on the marquee
Yeah.
in Times
Oh,
Square.
Yeah.
And then all the people in Times Square are singing along.
Holy
and like
shit.
someone,
What? How-
we'll get someone who can do flips and stuff because you need at least one or two of those dancers. This
Hopefully
is going to be huger than I imagined.
It's going to be the huger thing that's ever happened.
Seems a bit overwhelming. I've been seeing a lot of planning here.
So you will do this?
There's no guarantee for anything.
But there's a possibility.
I love this girl very much, but I don't know if Thanksgiving's the most romantic of times.
Roast romantic.
Most.
Ruh-roh.
Most is what I meant to say.
Ruh-roh. Red-raged. That Chrissy Cello, Gail Meets Girls was maybe my favorite.
Oh man, I had so much fun. Chrissy Cello, Molly Austin. It was a really, really fun time. They're both great. It's up on the iBang, and you can also get it on iTunes and Google Play. So download it, subscribe, do all the things that people do.
Is it stealing if I say I want Chrissy Cello on this show
No, please.
in place of Chris?
What?
I'm just saying during your honeymoon.
I would love for Christy to be the fill-in, the permanent
Dude.
fill-in for Christy.
That doesn't sound good.
Also, I think that we could send you on a beautiful honeymoon to Lakeland, Florida,
Oh,
to help
that'd be
with some of the
great.
cleanup.
It seems like a working vacation.
Yeah, it is, Chris. You're helping others.
I know it's nice to help others, sure, but if like it's my honeymoon, I don't want to be working.
Where do you want to go for your honeymoon?
I don't know, maybe like Spain or something nice.
You kind of blew your load on Paris. Like
Yeah.
that's kind of the
You can't be
honeymoon
more-
spot.
Yeah, there's no romantic spots left.
And you blew your load in Paris too. Am I right, Chris?
I'm not commenting on my load blowing.
Commenting.
Vita, where did you say to go? Epcot?
Yeah, I think Epcot would be perfect for him.
Epcot closed in 1979. It's not over. Hey, here's our buddy Johnny Go-Go, the new Johnny.
What's up, buddies?
New
Hey,
Johnny.
going to a go-go, everybody.
For Thanksgiving, if Chris wants, I could hide the engagement ring in the mashed potatoes.
Oh.
But here's the thing, will she be
And-
looking mashed potatoes, and should we put it in the succotash instead?
Suck it. We put it in the pecan pie,
I'm not hiding
and
the
then
fucking.
hope she doesn't chip a tooth on the giant diamond.
I'm not hiding a ring in food.
Why not?
Chris, do you need help getting the engagement ring?
I don't. There's no engagement ring.
Please, Chris.
Can't afford an engagement ring. It's not going to be an
With the
engagement
settlement,
ring.
you said.
You know who else couldn't afford an engagement
Who's
ring?
that?
East Side Dave. And we got that shit sponsored. And now his ex-wife is wearing that ring to this day.
I actually believe if we were to do that, he would do it. Because you know how he is with like free food and
Yeah,
like
free everything.
free booze.
Free shit.
So
Have to guess the books and fucking send him a little taste for himself. Ron, would you take this guess? I got 8 steak knives out of it.
They're really nice.
Chris, if you get engaged at the Thanksgiving show,
Yeah.
I will personally arrange for a honeymoon at the Hard Rock Hotel and Casino in Hollywood, Florida.
Oh,
Holy
that's
shit.
wonderful.
Everybody loves to go to Hollywood where all the big stars are.
Yep.
Never been to Hollywood.
It's something special.
Hooray for Hollywood.
Or
Near
Orlando.
Lauderdale,
We could visit
it's
Vito.
Hollywood.
You could go to Universal Studios for your honeymoon.
Never been to any of the Disney parks.
You would love it.
You
Not
think? You
Disney,
think I'd
Chris.
really love it?
Yeah.
Surrounded by children?
What?
There's more adults there than children.
Really?
Yes. Children can't fucking afford the freight of that place. It's a lot of fucking money now to go
I
into
can't
Disney.
wait.
Yeah.
I can't wait for it to be official.
Dude, so you got this fucking bit going to 2 different hard rocks. Also, there's a Hard Rock in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Never been to Vegas either.
Where have
That's
you
not a
been?
good city for
Not,
you.
not
No, that is. There's no city that's good for him.
No, I shouldn't go to Vegas. I've been to Paris, France, Ron. That was quite lovely.
And you know what? While you're gone, we'll have that apartment of yours redone so it'll be ready as a love nest.
Like a heart-shaped
Oh, that'd be
bed.
good.
Yeah.
Move that van.
Yeah, we're going to move that van on you, dude.
We'll put rose petals down. You come back from your trip to Hollywood with rose petals at the entry.
And then at the next live gig, you can get her pregnant on the stage.
Dude, I would love to have you come in her at one of our shows.
That's no inappropriate. Inappropriate. I don't think my semen works anyway.
Peace, buddy. Johnny Go-Go.
Bye, Jenny.
Hard Rock Johnny would back this up, except for he's shitting in a bag right now because of the Giants.
What the fuck?
He actually was screaming at me 0-16. Like, I don't know. Somehow I'm the general manager of the Giants.
That team looks like garbage. Even though Eli was trying last night. Very poorly.
You're like a watered-down version of a bad sports show.
He was trying, though,
Yeah.
right, guys?
When it comes to trying, have you ever looked at your own career? Because I've never said a day of, hey, Chris is going for it. Look at Vito fuck over there.
There he is.
Hey guys,
What's the story? You going to that meeting or not?
I'm gonna find out in the next few minutes.
You told me by exactly this time, Vito.
It's at 12:40, so I got 2 minutes left.
Okay. Don't get fucking mouthy with me, okay? Don't get fucking up in my face,
I
all
didn't
right?
need to do that.
I'm not fucking Chris Stanley that you can push around on Big Brothers.
You've made a huge mistake.
Why don't we just
Huge.
call that fucking show Vito and the Bitch, the way you treat him?
I fucking disagree with everything he says.
Vito
Yes,
and
that's
the
why you look
bitch.
like a bitch. You disagree with everything he says.
He's fucking wrong half the time.
Vito!
So
That
watch
makes
the
you
show.
wrong half the time.
I'm fine with being wrong.
But why don't you just say, I disagree half the time with him, only the times that he's wrong?
Because I can admit when I'm wrong.
I'll tell you what, the way he treats you, I can see how you're being cucked out by that little fucking fiance of yours.
There's no cucking going on.
There's no cocking going on either.
What?
Andrew, what's up?
Hey, Ronnie B, will Chris bring up the kids bilingual?
Only a
By that, I mean,
bilingual
will they-
means they lick his balls in her vagina.
Oh.
What? It's incest.
Will they understand Spanish and mushmouth?
That's mean.
They'll
Sorry,
never
Chris.
understand you.
Do your impression of Chrissy Cello.
I'm Chrissy Cello, and you know what the strange thing is? I'm so horny right now. It's crazy. I know it sounds weird, but I
That
am kind
impression.
of horny.
That impression is so dead on. That's the fucking...
The funny thing is, Molly Austin, who's a very good friend of Christy, during Gail Meets Girl, starts to do an impression of Christy, and I'm just biting my hand like, I want to do mine, but I don't feel like I know her that well to do it.
Do Christy's story from her podcast.
Oh my God. She tells a story about,
So I go on this date and I completely blew it. It was terrible. The waiter comes up to me and I order my entree and then he says, would you like a super salad? And I said, yeah, I'd love a super salad. And he just looked at me and he said, no, I said soup or salad. And I thought it was hilarious, but my date didn't, so it's not going well.
What do you think happens like with people who date her? Is just like at that certain point they're like, I just can't take the bubbly excitement of her.
I don't know
anymore.
But I find it incredible. Like when she talks, I'm like, I hope I could just keep her around here all the time.
I had to judge one of the roast battles that she was in, and there's no way I could vote against her. You know what I mean?
No way.
She's against some vicious fucking dude. You know, and I'm like, fuck you, man.
Look at her. She's so sweet. She's like a cartoon character. How is she even real?
Yeah, why isn't she doing voiceover work? I'm ready to manage her voiceover career.
I like a voiceover person who doesn't have to. She would not have to change her voice.
No.
I believe Lisa Simpson is just like, that's just Lisa Simpson's voice. I don't think she's even able to do any other characters on the show. Everyone else has multiple characters, and I think she's just like, I'm just Lisa Simpson because this is my real voice.
Well, with Pamela Adlon this week, she does just Pamela Adlon a lot, and but it's very easy for her just to make it a little squishier, and you know, and she's had a gigantic career. I mean, she would have not stayed in show business without voiceover.
Yeah. I can relate too because, like, when I was at working at Rockstar Games, we used to pop in all the time if we needed extra voices here and there. That's kind of how I started there, and I was always like, "Oh, we need a kid," and 100% of the time it was like, "It's a little boy." It was never a little girl.
Right? No one ever
like. I could be either gender. No, just boy. Very small boy is your voice.
Turtle in Iowa.
Hey, guys. I really think Chris should try to ask this girl to marry him, because just think about how great the replays will be when she says no. You can play that just over and over and over.
Dude, if she does that, we'll give her a car.
Either way, it's going to work out for her. She's either getting a diamond ring or a car.
Just to see her driving away from Chris.
No!
And suddenly, I bet 5 seconds later, Chris is on the phone to Zito. Hey, man, what are we doing tonight? You getting the gang together?
What you guys got going on?
We need to get the drinking crew back out.
Let's
all right?
do this.
Chris,
Where's Samson?
We haven't heard.
She's gone.
Long gone.
Did you guys watch The Deuce over the weekend?
I
That's
haven't.
the show about 1970s New York City.
I've got to get watching it because I think a good portion of it, at least some significant scenes, were shot in my neighborhood because I saw them shooting it.
It makes sense since your neighborhood hasn't changed much from the 70s. Yeah, that might be where his house is because he does live in Brooklyn. And there was a couple of scenes that they shot in, I guess it's Bay Ridge, because you just see the Verrazano right
Bay
there.
Ridge, yeah.
Yeah, and there was another scene. Did you notice this, Chris? When he was walking down Broadway, that they were just shooting his shoes.
Yeah,
and it looked like Saturday Night Fever.
Oh yeah. Yeah, I like the first episode of The Deuce.
I didn't like. I haven't totally engaged in the characters. I like that they're doing this old school New York City thing, which you wouldn't have been able to do on TV years ago. But I don't know if I care whether the prostitutes are okay or the drunk, corrupt cops are okay. You know what I mean? Like, at some point, I have to have somebody that, like, this is my person.
Yeah.
You know? And I know we live in the anti-hero thing. No. Joey, what's up?
Hey, Pepper, congrats, buddy.
Thank you very much.
Cool. Let's see.
So you're
Bobby
doing
the
it?
Brain, the Weasel.
No.
I think you can argue, not only is he the greatest manager and greatest announcer of the 80s, but how about the greatest heel of the 80s? Every opponent Hulk Hogan fought who was the biggest attraction, was somebody that Bobby Heenan managed. Andre the Giant, Big John Studd, King Kong Bundy, Haku. They all went through Heenan, and Heenan was the one that sold the tickets.
There's a lot to be said for that. All the guys that couldn't cut their own promos, Heenan cut the promos for them. Remember when they brought in the narcissist from what's his real name? Lex Luger. That's it.
Lex.
Full package.
The fact that you're saying it proves Vito is the fucking wrestling guy. But Heenan was like this. It's the narcissist. The narcissist is here. My God, just look at the narcissist's body. And he would just act like please do us all the honor of taking off your shirt. Please, narcissist, would you one more time? And I was like, it was so fucking insane. And he couldn't say the words. And it was brilliant at the same time. Are you not going to that meeting now?
I am.
Oh my God. One thing after another. When?
At 1.
Okay. Trying to get him in the comedy meetings. Big fucking Vito wants to be part of the management here. Okay? He wants to do something that Chris Stanley fucking failed at. And that's work his way up in this fucking game of satellite radio.
Are you going to wear that headband to the meeting?
That's probably a mistake.
Okay, maybe I'll put some product in my hair or something.
Why don't you just fucking be a person like every other man?
The headband makes my hair look really dumb when it's not in after wearing it.
No, it looks fine, dude.
Yeah, just...
There are so many things to attack you on before we get to your hair, physically, okay? I wouldn't even mind if you and fucking Chris shaved down but kept the beards.
Oh, God, no.
Please, do this. Take off the headband for us, narcissist. Could you do that, please? Narcissist, we need it. An old friend of mine took this death so hard. And he said it was exactly the same feeling as when his dad died.
Oh, that's
and I'm like,
heartbreaking.
well, this guy was kind of your comedy dad. You know, you copied him, literally stole from him like you were Paul Heyman. Heyman's people are trying to sue us right now. Please, don't sue us. Narcissist. I like the rockabilly fucking swirl you got, you know?
Yeah, I like it too. Keep the swirl, because you'll be representing us. I don't want the headband, the swirl. That's cool.
I have an update on the meeting. I'm going to run you guys a note. What the fuck?
Yeah, bring it in.
Run it in immediately.
Look how long it takes him to write big bear paws. Just a big...
We need to get him one of those giant
You
pencils.
should be swatting at fish, not writing notes.
Jason, Michigan.
Hey, how you guys doing today?
Hey.
Yeah, I'm never going to eat Campbell's potato soup again after watching episode 2.
I don't even know if that's true.
I don't think
happened.
I don't think I've ever had Campbell's potato soup anyway in the first place.
None of us did, but do you see how it was used in the movie?
Mm-hmm.
How?
I don't think that happened.
What is he worried about?
I have no idea. He wouldn't tell me. He told somebody else.
There's something that he doesn't want you to hear up there. Dunn's cock blocking him from the meeting.
Oh.
Total C block.
Maybe, do you think he should text him and say, look, I'm not wearing the headband, if that's what this is about?
I bet it's the headband.
Vito, just text him and say you're not going to wear the headband. Because that could be his concern.
Who's he telling?
Paul is telling me.
Just tell Paul it won't be a problem. We have somebody to run the board. Vito's looking forward to being part of the meetings. There was an embarrassing situation where Chris tried to move up in management, and they asked him, did he know where the satellite was located? There was a satellite map. And Chris said, under the ground, like cable.
That's what I thought.
And they go like this. You know, they give you these pens and notebooks that say management training. They just took the pens and notebooks back. And when opened up his notebook, they just saw that he had just kept putting the Van Halen logo all over the place. He was writing it in. One of them looked like it was 3D. Looked like it was popping right out.
It looked really cool.
Chris, I appreciate that you're creative. But you're not going to get ahead like that.
Do you feel better with that now, Vito, that I backed you up?
I like that.
No, try to see if they don't say something with you there. They're like, that other thing we talked about, it's still happening.
I gotta go get a notebook.
You're not getting the notebook today. Why don't you just take notes on your headband and then look at it in the mirror and go, it's backwards.
I'm gonna take the headband off when I get up there.
Not before?
The fact that this is what you think about is embarrassing to me.
Concern. It's a concern.
John, what's up?
So I was listening to the replay this morning, and Gail brought up an embarrassing situation where she had made a special needs girl cry. And I was sitting here thinking, did I hear this segment before? This sounds really familiar. And then I came on the radio. I had called in during that segment, and it just really threw me off to hear myself.
That would have fucking freaked me out.
That's really weird.
All right, sorry you
But
had
two
that.
things. One, I was surprised I was on there. And then two, I did not realize how effeminate my voice sounded.
You're very
so I heard it on the radio.
Ma'am, you sound
very, very effeminate.
Miss, do not say that about yourself. You sound fantastic. I bet you got quite a shapely body. Now, that reminds me. So I'm walking down 6th Avenue today, and over near the famous Guys, there is a doppelganger for Miss Kim Kardashian. Big ass, big tits, fake yellow hair. Look like if we were shooting a movie and we went to throw Kim Kardashian down the steps, we throw this dumbass down. But you could see that she was looking to get people to come over.
Uh-huh.
And then one of the guys came over and took a selfie with her. And I'll go, I could take a picture of this and show the guys at work. And I go like this. Nah, I don't want to.
Forget it.
I don't want to take my phone out of my pocket, aim it at somebody. So it never happened. But just know it could. Janice, the Bears are terrible.
No shit, do they suck this year?
They suck so bad that people in Tampa are buying fucking Super Bowl tickets. Everybody I know from Tampa, it was just fucking, what do you fucking think, dude?
What?
Am I fucking right?
Mike Glennon.
Yeah.
At least they didn't shut him out. Oh, my God.
Yeah, he got that garbage time. That was great.
Although I was happy for someone I love who leads a private life, because I know he was happy.
Well, guess what? He's never got his cable back on. So he missed the entire game.
No.
No.
Don't worry, I was giving him play-by-play. Evans, at the 10, the 5.
I was just, did Dave and Casey split up?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I cried at their wedding. Oh, my God.
And then he cried at their divorce. Are they officially divorced or just separated?
I think they're officially divorced, but I'm not 100% sure. Last I heard, they were.
How do you not know that about a guy who was your friend before you made this girlfriend of yours? Because your own love just fucking colorizes every other thing.
Are you texting him?
I'm going to text them.
No, don't. That's a really uncomfortable text.
Yeah. You're
Like,
divorced. We're talking about it on the air right now.
It's so weird.
Satellites are underground like cable.
Shit.
Vito, they letting you go?
No.
What happened?
The fuck?
They said, I understand, but Don said he'd rather have you run board. So I asked, maybe Jen can go then.
And what are they panicking now?
They haven't responded.
Yeah.
Oh, good move.
So it's not personal if that happens. It's just a cock block. They don't want to steer their ideas.
We'll see. I don't know. This is...
Ooh, exciting.
This is exciting. And by the way, very quick move.
Good move.
With the Jen thing. That's why I know you'd be good at Big Brother.
Thank you.
That was quick thinking.
I think we'd be looking at you at Final 3 this week, okay?
And you get third place.
Yeah. Merry Christmas. You're in third place. All right, thanks, Janice. Sorry about your Bears.
Bye, Janice.
Me too. Thanks. I
Bye-bye.
love you.
Send Jen in as quickly as possible, too, please. I got to bring up something to her. We'll do a quick dish.
Mini dish?
Mini dish. Saucer. She runs like a girl and keeps her notebook in front of her.
Aw.
We know you're a girly girl because you put your notebook up like that. When I was in like 4th grade or 5th grade, I was walking down the street and was like clutching my fucking notebook, and someone called me the other F word because that's,
Right. For ladies.
and I just fucking dropped the books and started swinging. But I literally was carrying my books like that. Felt more comfortable for some reason.
Oh, yeah. It's a very comfortable place.
Yeah. Just hug it close. Like, oh, I love this book. But isn't that funny that somebody says a word to you and you just have to swing? There's nothing else you can do. Nothing else matters. Okay, I want to talk about just a mini dish, okay? Saucer, if you will. Somebody that Jen loves. I said, please, let's put him on the show. Ryan Philippe, accused of female abuse.
I know.
Whoa.
I'm so
Is
sad about
all over the papers today.
Oh, no. Jen, that's your boy.
I'm so upset. I don't believe it.
Now, why would you? Of course,
I don't
Isn't that
believe
the
it
thing
really
about- That's what the Trump supporters say, and then everyone gets mad at them. Now go to the Daily News so you can see this girl, more than half of his age. She's 43.
Yeah,
she's
it's
21.
Yeah.
And that doesn't help.
And he has a daughter that's like 18, so that's kind of weird.
Yeah.
She's beautiful, though, the girl.
Oh, God. She's gorgeous, yeah.
Now go. Well,
Oh, boy. What, did he bite her?
Yeah, a little bite. No, I think that's just from her stuff.
Yeah, I
Go.
don't think she has any pictures of the bruising.
Oh, there it is, yeah.
Oh shit.
Yep, one in the arm.
No.
Looks like on the leg.
Oh, God.
Oh, not
What are you
good.
Oh, no.
He chucked her down the stairs.
I
She
know.
said, right?
Sad. Yes. Yeah.
And said, "Get the fuck out of here." But you can go to her. I think it must be the Post. Then has her Instagram page. She's like a little, I guess, bathing suit model.
Yeah.
Because she's too curvy to be a regular model, and she's a tiny little thing. And then 80% of her is titty and ass. That's it.
What they're saying happened is, I guess they broke up, and then she broke in. He's saying she broke into his house without him knowing, and I guess she was trying to take some stuff back. And then she's saying that no, he told me to come there. So it's like a he said, she said situation. And then she said he was home. They started arguing. I guess he pushed her down the stairs.
Now, why don't you believe it when he plays an evil person all the time?
It's like his
So easily.
podcast. His asshole.
Yeah, he's like that fucking guy from that movie, that Upper East Side movie that he was in.
Yeah, what is that?
Cruel Intentions?
Cruel Intentions.
Oh, yes.
You said cool intentions, Chris. That's a whole different way of looking at it. Cool intentions.
I intend to be cool.
It's just, I don't know, just crazy. Like he's dated so many women. Nobody said that they've,
You probably
got
paid him
any
off.
abuse.
Well, you know what? I mean, would you say that about a murderer? Like, everybody knew him. He went all the way to school. Never murdered anyone.
Never murdered me.
Now this one person says they're murdered.
And he also said that she attacked him first. And then
Let me
he was
tell
just,
you, women do that.
Yeah, they,
Oh,
no,
you
they
can't
definitely
chuck
do.
them down the
Yeah.
fucking stairs after. As much as you
bring
want to.
the
Can't
claws
headbutt
out.
'em. Yeah. Vito's still stuck in the mud, huh?
Yeah, it looks like nobody will be going to this meeting from our side.
Wow. Should I write to Don? Is there something I should know?
I'm gonna handle this. I already brought up some points that I think were valid because they keep saying it's because we're on air, but I know for a fact members of other shows aren't in the booth for the entire time. I see them doing stuff in the office at some point.
Actually, you bring nothing to our show, so they never have to worry about that.
Tell him how you couldn't even talk about Bobby Heenan and maybe
You accuse Paul Heyman of ripping him off.
just cite
That's
that.
too much.
Can you actually pull the clip and just send that?
I don't think that's pertinent.
What if you just sent them Brian Adams singing This Time? And maybe that'll kind of, they'll be like trying to figure it out. Like, what does he mean by that? I mean, I know this was like a hit in the early MTV days.
I think some glass should shatter and I should just walk into the meeting.
Now this is another big dish story that's out there. Another one of Jen's crush. I'll say girl crushes. Yeah. But girl on a guy crush.
Okay.
Just a crush. There's no reason. So the biggest comedian in the world finds himself being extorted. Jenna, exactly what's happening?
So Kevin put out this apology on Instagram.
Now, this is Kevin Hart apologizing to his wife and kids, but doing it on Instagram, doing it publicly.
I'm at a place in my life where I feel like I have a target on my back, and because of that, I should make smart decisions. And recently, I didn't. I'm not perfect. I'm not going to sit up here and say that I am or claim to be in any way, shape, or form. And I made a bad error in judgment and put myself in an environment where only bad things can happen, and they did. And in doing that, I know that I'm going to hurt the people closest to me, who I've talked to and apologized to, being my wife and my kids. And I just, it's a shitty moment. It's a shitty moment when you know you're wrong, and there's no excuses for your wrong behavior. At the end of the day, man, I just simply got to do better. But I'm not going to also allow a person to have financial gain off of my mistakes. And in this particular situation, that's what was attempted. I said I'd rather fess up to my mistakes.
Now, so somebody trying to extort him, which to me, isn't that a federal offense? You can't extort people.
I'm pretty sure that it is.
Yeah.
I don't think that you can.
But I haven't heard about an arrest with this. I don't know if anybody else has.
I think the FBI is looking for the person. That's the last thing I saw.
Wait a minute. When you say FBI, are you referring to the Federal Bureau of Investigation?
Yes, I am.
Wow.
The Bureau.
The Bureau, yeah.
Yes.
G-Men.
Secret Service aren't G-men?
I thought just the
Bureau.
FBI were
Okay.
referred to as
What's
G-men.
G stand for then?
Government.
Oh, I thought it was gangsta.
Then aren't mailmen G-men? Because they work for the government.
Technically, yeah, but they're not.
G-man's here. Which one? Just the mail. Shit, good.
Yeah, okay.
Thought it was the other one.
Where's G Unit come into all of this?
That's 50 Cent's outfit.
Speaking of outfits, you look great today,
You
Chris.
look really good. Is that a dad shirt?
Yes, it is. Thanks.
An old dad shirt that we've seen a million times.
Now, did the pits come that sweaty, or did you add that?
I added this. That was my own take on the dad shirt.
I thought that was a cool design that they put on
Could
there.
we get this back to Kevin Hart, please? So Kevin, this floozy, tried to extort him, and Kevin said this. This is my money. I'd rather be in trouble with my wife and kids
Yep.
than pay for their comfort.
She was trying to get 10 million from him.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
10 G's she should have asked for.
She should have went way lower because I bet he would have played ball.
Yeah.
She would have.
I guess she was shopping it around to like different news outlets.
Oh,
Yeah.
shit.
And they were probably, offering her a lot, like $1 million or so. And then she was like, no, I'm going to bring it to Kevin. He'll probably, since he doesn't want to get this out.
But that's not illegal,
pay.
which is weird.
Yeah, that is
Like
kind
if
of
you go to
strange.
that person and say, I'll release this. But if you go to the press and say, I want this much money for it, totally fine. Right?
It's
and she wouldn't be in trouble for that.
it's really strange. Especially without his consent. It's strange. But that is the picture of the girl. So she's different from the girl in the car.
Yeah, remember,
Is that
Jen was
Kevin
breaking
sitting
that
next to her?
news.
That little chihuahua, is that Kevin? First of all, she's cute as shit.
Yeah. She's really cute. She's a traveling stripper.
Wait,
That's
is
her
that
job.
a tat?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay, that's trouble.
It's over.
An arm tat is trouble. That means she will extort you.
So this is the video of them. Like it's just a little snippet of the video she was going to extort him with, and it's them in the bed. She has it like at the end of the bed where you could just kind of see
That's her on
him
top?
humping her.
Is that her head on top?
But you could see him kind of through the mirror.
Yeah.
It's kind
Is
of
there
weird.
any sound?
There's a little sound.
There's a little
So breathing, heavy breathing.
Is that her head popping or his?
That is.
I think that's his. Yeah, I think he's on top.
You'll see her head soon. It gets to the end of the.
And then throughout the video, they have like clips of Kevin Hart in it.
Yeah. From him on the Breakfast Club talking about how he would never cheat on his wife.
Oh, the Breakfast Club put this together?
No.
They're behind this.
Because if that's the truth, I'll have pancakes, please. I never want a name that makes people think, hey, I ought to go get something to eat right now.
So this is where her head flops to the end of the.
Okay.
Good for her.
Okay. I did wrong. That's why I got out of it, because I said.
Is he saying that while he's having sex?
At that age of 22, I wasn't.
So now you can really see.
Oh
her.
yeah, now I'm getting a lot of.
Again,
view.
is that her or Kevin? I can't tell.
That's Kevin.
That's him. Getting work done.
So then, towards the end, you see him naked, like butt naked.
Is that him walking by?
Yep, that's him.
Oh my goodness.
They bleep out
Why
his
does he
butt
have an
here,
X over his S? So obviously he doesn't know that this thing's sitting in the.
Nope, he has
That's
no idea.
so fucked up.
It's really fucked up.
Really sad.
He wasn't ready.
I don't get it. Is that one of his
That's one of his things. Yes.
What's the? Give it the whole thing.
I don't know the whole thing. I just know he goes, he wasn't ready.
I don't see why that's funny. That's not a joke.
It's just a phrase, really.
Just a
There's
little
Kevin in the
catchphrase.
light.
Yeah, and that's the girl on the phone. And then this is where you kind of hear his voice talking to her. I think he's on FaceTime.
Yeah. He was just recording
That's
kind
of crazy.
It's a gratuitous censor.
And this is him in a room with a bunch of girls.
All right, people are asking where you can see this. It's up at the iBang right now. Liz Sets Fire said, will you please do Thanksgiving on a Friday or Saturday so I could come? That would be nice, but to do what we want to do with the room, you can't do that in New York City. Everything on a Friday and Saturday is fucking through the roof. So we're going probably a Tuesday night.
Mm-hmm.
And it's also a time where most of our friends are in town for that as well. All right, speaking about our friends being in town, see how you would handle this. I get a text right before the game from Big J who says, please don't text me during the game. I'm on a plane coming back from Canada and I'm going to watch the game at 8. So I write back, don't worry, I'm a trained broadcaster and I'll do the play-by-play the whole time that you're on the game, that you're in the air. But knowing that his team lost, would you warn him or let him suffer through a shit fest? Vito.
I would let him suffer through the shit fest, because if you know that they lost, you're not going to watch it. And sometimes
Right.
it's just fun to watch the game no matter
Not that
what.
game. I watched that game. I had zero fun.
Yeah. It was not a fun game to watch. There was and even worse, there's like a moment towards the end where I started to be like, is this gonna, nope. Okay, great.
Garbage
so
time.
I would want to be saved from
Thank
that
you.
because I wouldn't want to experience that false hope at the last minute of thinking for some reason Jesus wanted this team to win.
I would be forced to fast forward. I'd be like, what the fuck? This is so shitty. I'm fast forwarding. I'm not going to sit through this shit fest. Chris, I'm going to go to you.
I warned him because I watched the Giants game last night. I wish someone would have told me not to fucking watch it.
I'll tell you that every week. They're not setting up a team. I predict 2 wins between the Jets and the Giants this year. That's it. They get to split 2 games. Vito, are you a Jets fan?
Yeah, I'm a Jets fan. I'm rooting for 0-16. I want a high draft pick.
Why? Who are you going to get? Some kid from Clemson? Who gives a fuck?
One dude ain't going to help that fucking team.
It's going to help a lot more than a mid-round pick.
Yeah, he got
It's
you there,
fucking
Chris.
over for the Jets. This band.
Forever?
Forever.
Send them to L.A. L.A. can have 3 teams.
The Browns are favored on the road for the first time in years because they're playing the fucking Jets.
They actually said this about the Rams and the Chargers, that they both had home games this week, right? And more people went to the USC game than went to those 2 pro teams put together. They don't fucking care about professional football. Who right now do you think is the number one team for Los Angeles? Vito, I'll go to you first. I mean, the ones that the fans like the best.
I guess the Rams.
I'll say the Chargers.
You're both wrong. It's the Oakland Raiders. There are more Oakland Raider fans in Los Angeles than there are of the two so-called home teams.
Why is that?
Because they like colors, and the black and silver is great when you're having gang fights. So they are a fan of that, because for style reasons only. They like their Raiders. It reminds them of the early hip-hop days. Of, the gangster fucking hip-hop when they all loved the Raiders. They haven't stopped. Hispanics and blacks love the fucking Raiders. White people in Los Angeles like college football and have their Sundays free for a late brunch and table reads.
Table reads.
Could you come over for a lunch and a brunch and table read?
Sounds lovely. I don't have anything else planned for Sunday.
This time, I guarantee you, Vito, there's something that's known that they don't want us to know.
Well, Paul told me he's going to come down and give me the rundown after, and then we're going to have a conversation about.
You're going to be left out of whatever it is by Paul. Paul has fucking sided with the Alliance, okay? You're on your outside. You've got to win Vito this week.
Got to win yourself.
Not like, I feel so good. Paul, don't you fucking see?
Yeah,
He's the Paul of your life.
He's Paul, and you're not getting Vito.
This isn't friendship.
Now, having said everything we said about Big J, do not text me during the last Big Brother. I will be doing 2 shows celebrating the 5th anniversary of The Stand. I even made up a song called Stand By Your Club. I think is going to go.
That's going to be so great.
Because here's how it goes. Stand by your club. That's all I have so far.
That's perfect, though.
But you know how Stand by your man?
Yeah.
I took man out and put club in.
I like it.
Yeah. All right. How about this? Stand by your club. Hey, look, it's a microphone.
I don't know so much about the second line, but
But there
definitely.
is going to be a microphone when I sing it.
Okay. Yeah, maybe if I was in the moment, I saw you there with the microphone,
And
you could really.
I'm going to be pointing at it.
Right. Okay.
The Stand's having a meeting right now, Vito, and they don't want you there.
I need to get into one meeting.
You're a piece of fucking garbage to them.
Why? I wonder.
They call you Mr. Potty Mouth.
I don't curse around them. I would never do that. I got to change my outlook. The way they look at me, not my outlook.
Vito, who do you think is going to win right now? Big Brother.
Right now, it's going to be Paul. I mean, there's no way around it.
Let's go back to this. Remember what I told you on day 1, and you're saying no, they're going to target him. Blah blah blah. Chris, who's going to win?
Paul's going to win, but I would like to see him come in second again.
That doesn't mean anything. What you would like, you have
Paul's
to do a
gonna win.
prediction. You don't go to a fortune teller. You're going to meet someone nice. I'd rather that you didn't. That doesn't work that way. I know who all the babies want to win. Jewish. That's what they say over and over. Jewish. Where is that from?
Jewish. Can't remember.
One of the little kids
Yeah,
say
one of the
that.
kids.
Jewish. I think they had a friend named Josh. Anything else to dish on before we let you go?
Well, there was this sex cult, an update on the
Good,
sex
I'm
cult
in it.
situation with R. Kelly.
Yeah, that's interesting.
That is
So one of the girls, I guess she escaped the cult, and she was on The Real talking about how she got recruited, basically, and how she, how he dealt with abuse in the cult, and then how she, trained. So she said that she went to a concert, an R. Kelly concert, and then, after he invited her backstage, and then he has this trainer that I guess it's like a head mistress, really.
Right.
And she tells the girl what he like he turns to the girl and says, "Okay, she's gonna train you on what I like and how this is gonna happen."
It's like kind of like a madam.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's very helpful You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's helpful for not only R, but it's helpful for the young girl to know how to get some experience. Because, you're alone out there when you're a kid. And this is a way to have somebody walk you through it.
Right.
I wish
And I love seeing women lift other women up and help them in the
lift
workplace.
up their asses
Yeah.
or lift up their tits.
Yeah. Exactly.
But the worst part is that she was 16 when all this was happening.
But
Very
I imagine
worst
that's
part.
legal in that state. Is that why he's not arrested?
I believe so. I don't.
Yeah, most states are lower than you would think.
Really?
They're 16 or 17, yeah. Everybody always thinks that it's 18, but most states, for whatever reason, I mean, some states you can get married when you're 14.
Yeah.
And just because they thought the worst thing in the world was a little unmarried pregnant girl.
Oh, that's the saddest thing.
So they go, they're all pregnant. We might as well let them get married. And I think most states have bumped it up to 16 or 17, but more at that age than 18 than you even think.
Right. And then that's the encouragement. Like, you can have sex with her as long as you marry her first. Because I think some of them have, 18 and up, unless you marry her.
Yeah.
And then she can be 16 or 15.
Yeah. Give her that stability she's looking for.
Exactly.
And do you have a trainer for her? Do you know what R stands for in R. Kelly? It's Robert Kelly. That's the same.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Trainer, dude.
What the fuck?
It was really weird in the story. She was referring to him as Rob, and I was like, "Who is Rob?" And they put in parentheses R. Kelly. I was like, "Oh, I never knew that." His first
We
name
should
was
just
Rob.
put up a story that said Robert Kelly's at it again. He needs somebody to train that kid of his. Runs around like there's no tomorrow. Like he's never heard no. And then, you know what, Bobby, I did Bobby's podcast and the kid came in and just took over. And then Bobby was like, do you want to go for ice cream later and cookies and cake and some sweets? Like those little caramel creams that you like? Huh? Do you want to get some butterscotch candy? Some pixie sticks that you can put on top of your cake and pie? You want cake pie ice cream? And that's not good, When we reward with food, we set them up for a lifetime of fucking fatness. What are you going to do, though? You got to shut them up. They can't fucking scream forever. You just go like this. Here's some fucking malt balls. Oh. Yeah. Eat 50 malt balls. And I'll put on a cartoon for you.
Stop making sounds.
Cartoon's called Killing Cats. There it is right there. It's about a guy who goes out with an axe. He's just hitting cats with it. It is the big movie still. It's a gigantic. But there's another movie called Mother, I believe, starring Jalal. And it is the biggest flop.
Yeah.
And everyone's acting like Jalal is done. And then she says she's going to take a couple years off.
Yeah, I have not seen the movie, but from what I can tell, everyone is so utterly disappointed, and it's just making me want to see it.
I saw it with my
Did
mom.
you see it?
Yeah.
Now,
You guys
were
go to
you?
a lot
I
of
thought
Hart.
it was going
Were you so confused? Because that's
It
what
was
I gather.
Yeah,
is
it's like that
everyone
type
said-
of movie where after you have to look up because it's a biblical meaning behind everything. So if you look at it in that way, it's like, oh, that's what. Yeah, it's a very.
No, did you hate it though while you were watching it?
It was just weird. It was like a weird. She was great. I think she did a great performance.
She's considered the number one disappointment right now to
Really?
her fans. Yeah,
Aw.
because she had that other bad sci-fi, now a bad horror.
She has one coming out called Red Sparrow.
Oh God,
Was-
and she
it looks
plays
pretty
a
good.
bird. Look it up. Find out what it's about.
She's playing like a Russian spy, and she plays like a sexual
Ooh, wait.
yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Let's see the-
spy?
Pretty good.
Let's
A
see the
sex
trailer. All right, this is Red Sparrow coming soon. I already hate it. It's taking too long.
Not as sexy as I
Giant
hoped.
bed.
It's California King.
Oh God,
It's in there.
this is Kevin Hart coming into this bedroom. It's fucking crazy.
Kevin has a cat room.
I hate her hair like that. Money clips.
Take off your dress.
Baby, take off your dress. That's enough to get people to go.
Oh my God.
Yeah, they choke people.
Sparrow's at it.
This looks terrible. In 2018, prepared
When I was in
for
Moscow, I heard about a program.
Red Sparrow?
It's Red Sparrow program.
from the same actress that you walked out in Mother. We're disgusted with in that weird science movie and liked many, many years ago.
Rex Reed called it the worst movie of the century. And
I gotta see it then.
And then he
Well,
gave
it's
away
a short
everything.
century.
Yeah.
We're only 17 years in. Why don't you just say it's the worst movie of the last 17 years?
And he gave away everything that happens in the movie in great detail.
Well, they all do that. If you read reviews now, they're fucking summations.
Yeah.
They're not reviews.
Just hearing people hating it makes me want to see it, though. I don't know what that is.
Now, Bobby Moynihan has got this TV show, but it looks like he's going to be in the bowl business instead. Chris, instead of just sitting there, Bobby Moynihan bowled. What is that? The Funny or Die? Maybe Dig has it. But he is setting out to disrupt the bowl business.
The bowl business.
Yeah. Oh, God. Chris can't find anything. Dig has it, Chris. I told you 8 fucking times. Why are you not even putting bowl or any of those things?
I put bowl, nothing came up at first.
Dig
Why are you
bowl?
screaming that?
He's not digging with a bowl, is he?
No,
Don't try to speak over when you fucked up. I just play it for a second.
Oh man, where do I start?
You gotta go to the bowl store.
That awkward bowl showroom.
Holding the bowls. I don't even. Wait, sorry. Bowls? Like bowls? No way!
Thank you. This is really good.
The regular way of shopping for bowls is really fine for me.
This is gonna change everything.
I got the idea in college. I was always going to these parties and there were no bowls. I remember asking once where the bowls were and somebody pointed me towards the weed and I said, it's not the kind of bowl I mean. I mean for snacks. And they pointed me towards an open bag of chips and I said, but why aren't they in a bowl? And the person just walked away. Or if there were bowls, they were just regular bowls from the store, not from the internet. And that's when I got the idea for Oyster and Toot.
This is great. I guess I'd put cereal in here, or I'll put soup in it. I don't know, maybe salsa. What else do people put in bowls? Salsa?
Oh, that's seriously deep.
We built our company to be different. Complete vertical bowl integration. You go on our website, you pick your bowl, and we send it directly to you. No middleman.
Bobby Moynihan? The comedy guy? He started a bowl company for the internet?
If you're not sure what bowl to buy, you can upload a picture of yourself and see how you would look interacting with our bowls. And you can find your perfect bowl by filling out our bowl profile.
The guesswork is completely taken out of bowl shopping.
Like at a regular store, you can hold the bowl in your hand, you know? Like, not everything has to be online, right?
Human beings have a wonderful tradition of food and feeding each other and sharing. And that's what bowls are about. That's what I want to celebrate with this company.
When you think about it, we're all connected. We're all one.
We're all one.
We're all one.
We're all one.
It's an online store for bowls?
If you sign up for a subscription, we will send you a new bowl every month and charge your card for the $45. You can cancel anytime. If your bowl doesn't fit, just send it back.
Fit what, though? Fit what?
The best part is, for every bowl we sell, we will donate a bowl to a part of the world where they need bowls.
I feel like I'm doing something good for the planet, you know? Those big bowl companies, they'd never do something like this. I'll just give money to a charity separately. I mean, these things can be separate.
Bowls are cool. I love bowls. I started a bowl company after acting for years.
Sorry, did he say $45? Oh, then no thank you.
Disrupting the bowl business.
Those big bowl companies would never do something like this.
You can take your picture, put it on the internet of you holding a bowl of your choice. It did make me want to get some nice bowls, though.
It did.
What hasn't? Is there an industry that hasn't been disrupted? I was just saying that Jan Wenner is selling Rolling Stone for a fraction of what? I mean, it's still going to be over $100 million, but a fraction of what he would have gotten for it 10 years ago.
Wow.
All because they didn't jump on the internet fast enough. Or never, maybe, even if they did, even if Rolling Stone was gigantic, on the internet. And there's still probably a top 20 internet search. It still isn't enough.
No, I think some Silicon Valley companies just swoop in and buy it for as cheap as possible.
No, it's going to go to a magazine company, but I forget the same ones that bought Us magazine from them. But I don't know what Silicon Valley would do with the name Rolling Stone. I don't know if it means shit anymore. And that used to be, we got on the cover of Rolling Stone and we became stars the following day.
Yeah, it's really strange. I mean, maybe that industry would be like the most affected by it thus far. Like, magazines, print in general. It's just like
Print,
it's totally.
But also, there's no such thing as record labels the way that there was
True,
before.
yeah.
So every record label, and it's happening to the TV networks, and it's happening to movies.
Yeah, I can't think of an industry that I would say has not been affected in some way, positive or negative.
The fact that Netflix is bigger than Warner Brothers or NBC is fucking mind blowing. So yeah, the newspaper and magazine business, and in a world where most people just aggregate who's fucking writing. If you look at this, the only people probably, and I'm being very serious about this, breaking any of the stories other than like Washington Post, New York Times, that kind of stuff, is oddly BuzzFeed.
Yeah.
BuzzFeed seems like they're breaking some of the, the Russia stories that are going on.
Yeah, that was kind of in the last maybe even just in the last 2 years, I would say. They've kind of been shifting to try to.
And I never go there.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, I don't want to be a list, or I don't care which fucking member of fucking Gilligan's Island I am. I'm tired of reading Skipper every time I turn around. It starts to hurt after a while. I don't know if there's any industry that hasn't been I mean, even if you look at the yellow cab has worried about fucking Uber. And that's really more to do with the fucking computer than anything else.
Yeah.
And the computer industry is fucked with by phones, which is really still the computer industry. No industry is safe, no matter what you do. Nobody's just like, oh, they've come up with a better way of fucking making cereal that you can do it off your phone somehow. And we stopped here. Chris was very big on VR and fucking 3D printing. He used to bring it up constantly.
Yeah.
I never see shit about either one of them anymore.
No, 3D, maybe 5 or 6 years ago, 3D printing was it's the future of everything. And they tried to make 3D printers people can have in their homes, consumer ones, and those companies failed miserably. And no one's talking about it anymore. And virtual reality, I think people it's not there yet, again.
Kyle disagrees with you every time. And when he hears the show in 2 weeks, he'll write in and I'm like, Kyle, we've moved on. The other day, he just brought up a documentary that we saw a month ago. And I'm like, can I even answer him back? He's like, dude, I'm glad you finally saw the documentary. Read the book. I'm like, no, it's too much. But, like I said, the weirdest thing for me is the fucking dentist office that they print a fucking tooth.
Yeah, it's so
at the dentist office now to replace a tooth. If you get a tooth knocked out, I don't know what they do. They take pictures and then they fucking make a tooth right there.
Holy shit!
wait,
On a 3D printer.
I don't care how
They
many.
normally have them in the lobby so everybody can watch them. Hey, a tooth's being made.
I don't know how many times I've watched videos on 3D printing, read articles, watched segments on it, and I still am like, I don't understand it.
I don't know what I would want at home that could be 3D printed because they keep showing you like fucking carny tchotchkes.
Yeah, that's all they can make, like with a home 3D printer.
But what will they make one day? A toaster?
I guess bowls.
They've tried. They say they can make human organs with a 3D printer.
Yeah, but I'm not going to have that at my house.
He said at home.
What do I want at my fucking home?
Well, I know that they're talking about 3D printing food. Like they said, like
that's not going to happen in your lifetime. They're not going to fucking make an orange at your house. Hey, Karen, Mess.
Hey, Ron.
Hey, darling.
Hello.
Hey.
I wanted to see, are you watching Top of the Lake, China Girl?
I watched the Australian Top of the Lake, the first one.
Yep.
I didn't know there was a second. Where's it at?
It's on Audience. I have Direct TV. I don't know if that's
Yeah, it was just released not too long ago, and it was very quiet because I watched the first one and I had been looking forward to this one, but I haven't started it yet.
Everything. Yeah. Everything gets this weird little release. Well,
they just did it in 3 days. They did all. It's like chapter 1 and 2, then next day.
It's not the same people?
Yeah, it's the same people. It is so bleak. It is the bleakest one I've ever seen, and they really made Nicole Kidman super ugly too. It's crazy.
That's hot. I saw her at the Emmys. She looked great.
She did.
And everybody, here's a little dish for you. Everybody was dishing the fact that she wins the Emmy, and the guy who played her abusive husband,
Skarsgård, yeah.
Yeah, which I didn't know he was fucking like Swedish or something.
Yeah.
So she kisses him on the mouth, and people freaked out.
Yes,
that
people
they're not
were
used to mouth kissing.
really freaked out, and they kept commenting, "How could she do this in front of her husband?" But also the world because she did it on TV. But yeah, people were like, "Would you be okay with your partner kissing someone like that so publicly on the mouth?"
And he's recently single too, because he was dating this girl Alexa Chung. Now he's like for a while, and then they just broke up. So it's like, would you be okay with him being single? Maybe if he had a wife or like a girlfriend, it'd be like, okay, like maybe it's a loving. But he's single.
Well, it is a loving kiss that
It's kind of weird.
I guess one of them should have turned slightly, and everybody be
Right.
okay.
It was
if
very-
he just missed the lips.
And it wasn't just like a quick peck. Like there was like she was holding his face and he was holding her waist. So it was very like that looks like a husband and wife. You would assume that was the husband congratulating his wife, and there's
But
the
what if
husband
they were just caught up in the moment?
yeah, I think that they were excited. They were very caught up.
Isn't that big of a deal when they like also kiss on the TV show and everything?
That's acting.
But still, they like kissed on the TV show.
It's fucking totally different.
Offset.
Yeah. This is them IRL.
All right, can I tell you something? I saw people get murdered on a fucking Goodfellas movie.
What's the big deal? They
And
did it.
I did not have De Niro arrested for that. All right, I got to see Top of the Lake. You know.
Yeah.
I got to see everything.
I gotta see Deuce. I gotta see Top of the Lake.
Deuce. I'm supposed to be even seeing some stuff for the Unmasked this week. Works on everybody's computer but mine.
Oh no.
I don't know how fucking things happen like this.
Why is this the case?
Cause my producer doesn't get all my shit together. And he's
That's
being
horrible.
replaced.
That's really horrible. You
I
shouldn't
know
have to
too
do
because he's engaged.
Not engaged.
I'm gonna fire him at his own wedding.
There's no wedding happening. Why would you fire me then?
Jack in Indiana. Jack.
Hey, Ronnie B.
Hey, man.
My folks were down in Tennessee.
Oh, great.
And just happened to be at the Grand Ole Opry when they had that benefit for the hurricane. They were visiting, and they didn't know what the benefit was for. So then it turns out they ended up seeing a lot of big names. But he calls me up. He's like, Nicole Kidman, what a bitch, with her daughter. Apparently, it was Reese Witherspoon.
Yeah, they were together on that show.
Yeah, they were the only two that did not turn around and wave to the audience. They said everybody else, because the way they filmed it was from the back end.
Yeah, I noticed that the audience was behind them.
Yeah,
So-
they never turned around even after they were done with everything. They just walked off the stage.
Well, let me point this out. You can call your dad with this. The other people were entertainers, and those two are film and television actors. So they probably don't think audience the way a country music star will.
Right.
That's
So
right.
they're probably
Yeah,
thinking
they're
the camera
just
will
used to the
catch.
camera.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were probably
Right.
focused because I've noticed that before when you're around film and television actors, that they're like, okay, there's an audience here. They're here for background. You know what I mean? They see everything as background. And then an on-stage entertainer, country entertainers, they try to work and make eye contact with the total. But
about an hour before that, my mom was on the stage, so that's what was weird. Like 3 hours before, I got a picture from her up there before they knew it was going to happen, and she knew to turn around and wave to everybody. So what's up with that?
She's great that way. Well, your mom is a natural performer.
She's a pro.
But Don Wiki Wicklin actually did one of those, and today he kept Vito out of a meeting. So I'll get to the bottom of that, but thank you very much. Vito, on a scale of 1 to 10, how hard are you hurt?
It's a solid 10. I was looking forward to it. I came in. I told you guys I was going to go to this meeting.
For months, you've been telling me I'm going to join the comedy meetings. We will be able to interface better. And I go, what do you mean by interface? And then he just stopped and started eating. It looked like he had some old crackers in his pocket. I go, what do you mean when you say interface? He was just like, he started eating crackers fast. When we used to ask, Earl what was going wrong when he was our producer, like, Earl, what is happening to that thing? He would put anything in his mouth so he could act like he couldn't answer.
What's that? What's that, Earl?
I was like,
is he buying himself a moment to think about how he's gonna lie?
Not even that, but he was just acting like maybe they'll forget while I'm drinking and eating. He would do anything not to be stuck to an opinion. He felt like opinions could get you fired. Here's Sean. Sean, what's up?
Hey, you guys were talking about 3D printing, and you didn't think there was any useful stuff for home, but there's two big celebrities I can think of. Jay Leno uses one to print cars, to print parts for his cars. You know, old cars that you can't get parts for or just don't exist.
Hold on for a second. You're telling me that Jay Leno can get them to print a carburetor or something in his home?
Not necessarily a carburetor, but like if there's a piece of linkage, a lot of times you can find the old carburetor, but you can't find the linkage, or you can't find a little valve for it or something like that. There's
so
a
you
lot
can
of
make
things that he
something
uses
small
it for.
that they no longer make. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. And then also Jeff Dunham, I recall him saying that he printed one of his, whatever you want to call it, dummies, puppets, whatever.
I'll call them a puppet since that's what they are.
Okay, my apologies, sir. So, yeah. But there's plenty of uses. Like, say you had something at your house where you broke the leg off of a small piece of furniture or something off of your lamp, you could make a new one.
All right, but why couldn't I just go to a fucking store and say, could you make me one of these? You have a 3D printer. Why do I have to have a 3D printer in my house? Because I'm telling you right now, my fucking computer printer doesn't work half the time.
Right.
The day we got it. And they're like, well, they're a little fucking testy. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's a machine to do work. So, I mean, if I don't even trust that, why wouldn't I just go down to the fucking CVS and go, oh, you guys have a printer? Here, I need this little bolt. Print it.
Right.
Why am I responsible for a very small, inept manufacturing wing of the Bennington family? Lewis disagrees with you wholeheartedly, Chris.
Really?
Lewis, what do you got, pal?
Hey, what's up, guys? Yeah, VR and 3D printing. It's huge, and VR is really huge in video games.
Chris.
Because we got the PlayStation VR. I got one of those, and it's freaking amazing. It's not like the phone VR. I could explain if you want me to later, but the 3D printing, that stuff works with like board games and stuff like that. Like you lose a Monopoly piece, you can go online and get it 3D printed out, or you can make your own. And,
Not use a matchbook?
Huh?
Not just use a matchbook there?
Yeah, but yeah, maybe, I don't know.
Should have thought of
But no, it's a lot of uses for it, especially in the video game world. Like the video game and board game world, they're like embracing the technology on both ends. It
seems like I don't even hear about big video games the way I used to. Like there used to be a game that everybody would be talking about, but
Yeah.
do we just have the games and that's it? now?
Independent games are taking over. Like the same way independent movies took over in the 90s, that's what's happening with a lot of video games. Like you don't have the AAA games anymore. Like those things are just the same game every year. Like Madden or...
I know someone who's very much in that scene. I don't know the names of any of them, but like the independent gaming world is a big thing. Small companies.
Like on Steam? Are you talking about, Lewis?
No, Steam also and PlayStation. Like PlayStation, you can get indie games. I'm pretty sure I don't have an Xbox.
Just try to
I'm pretty
sound
sure you can do it
cool.
there.
I know.
Like
He
I
just
just
brought
caught
that
him,
up.
like-
You mean like Steam?
Like Steam, right?
Yeah, but then when I said independent games, he was like, "That doesn't. What is that?" But then he was like Steam."
No, Steam is like it's a platform that lets people upload their own video games and you can download them or buy them.
Are you on it?
No, but I know of it.
What, you just did fucking dark web porn? He never.
How do you get porn from Steam?
When I say to
There's
people
no
what's
porn.
happening on High Society, they say 100% of the time, Chris is talking about the dark web, right?
Really?
Dark web 100%.
That's what people say. And then I ask him anything, but look, now he's acting like he's writing stuff down.
That's your.
He's found his own way of. Yeah. What he wants to do is just yell out something, but never have a follow up. Steam. And then he feels like, well, I've served my purpose on the show.
I explained what Steam was. It's a platform to download video games. Independent video games, I guess.
Okay. So people are saying there is more 3D printing, Chris, when you just told us that there wasn't, and the VR thing is taking off.
Well, I disagree with both those. I don't have a PlayStation VR helmet, and I don't have a MakerBot at my home.
Do you have a game at your house? You have a.
No, I have nothing. No, I have no video. I have a Dreamcast. That's from 20 years ago.
So what do you do to play games?
I don't play video games.
That you did?
No, maybe I'll play a Crazy Taxi once in a while.
You mean in an actual taxi?
No, on my Sega Dreamcast.
What about you, Vito? You play games?
I have a PS4, but I don't really play it that much. Once in a while, I'll get one of the sports games or like a wrestling game.
I don't understand how you're not playing Madden.
I didn't get it yet. I usually wait till the holiday season comes up, and then everything's on sale, and I just buy in bulk at that.
It's not that expensive anyway.
I thought he was going to say that's when Santa gets it.
I mean, my mom will throw in like a video game or two at Christmas time.
That is so cute.
Well, Toys R Us, I believe it's today, are going bankrupt.
Whoa, I did not
And-
know that.
Yeah, because kids don't know how to play with toys. A child doesn't know what Play-Doh is. They don't know what a board game is. In some parts of this country, they've never heard of Rock'em Sock'em robots. And they go, are they real robots? And we're like, no, they're pieces of plastic that you just try to act like you're fighting your brother with. But there's no interest in games. And why should there be?
I didn't realize. I guess that's why Roy Wood Jr. was tweeting today about Toys R Us, but I didn't know why. But he went on a rant about why KB Toys is better than Toys R Us. And it was really making me laugh.
Way to take a stand, Roy Wood Jr. He is an opinionated guy. I will give him that.
Like anything you got from KB Toys was like something that was returned to Toys R Us because there'd always be missing a piece or there would be something broken inside of it.
What you're saying right now, you could be sued for.
Sorry, KB Toys.
No,
Paul Heyman.
Say yes. Say sorry to everybody that you've hit today. This is why you're not permitted in movies.
I think his main point was he thinks that the corporate nature of Toys R Us, that if he were to have shoplifted from them, that they would have snitched on him. But when he was a kid, he tried to steal like a little toy space shuttle from KB Toys, and the guy just said, "Put it back before I beat your ass with it." He's like, and I respect that.
I'll beat your ass with that toy. Just taking a fucking spaceship off him and slapping him in the head. That's funny as shit. Chris, you don't have us break anymore, right? As part of the fun?
Oh, no, we should. We need a break.
Because we got a guest coming in soon, right?
Yes, we do.
All right, let me break now. Our buddy Greg Stone is going to be here in 15 minutes, so I want this place cleaned up.
All right.
All right.
And I want change out of your dirty T-shirts and let's put on your nice Sunday dresses.
Okay.
Okay? And Chris?
Yes.
back up the things that you say. Don't just yell them out. Don't yell steam and feel like then you can go get yourself a piece of cake and forget about the show.
Okay, no cake.
Just stay with it. Gail Meets Girls is up at the iBang. It's a really, really funny show.
Yes, my guests are Christy Cello and Molly Austin, and it's a really, really fun episode.
Hey, what about Vito and Christy Cello? Would that work out?
Oh my God.
Vito, what do you think? Do you think that maybe we could go on a date?
Yeah, sure.
I would love it. That would be so great.
You would hear Vito say, and I'll have a super salad also.
A super salad? Who would just want a regular salad after you know a super salad exists?
We'll be right back. Bennington. The Bennington Show on a Tuesday. We will announce the Thanksgiving date by the end of this week and also let you know some of the big stars that are stopping by.
Putting this together is already so fun. Like, I'm so excited to get to the point where we can share with everybody what we got going on.
Yeah, it's really going to be a blast. Wednesday night is the 5th anniversary of The Stand. You gotta try the food there; it's so good. And 2 shows. I'll be there to help them bring in the next phase of The Stand. But listen to some of these other names:
Artie Lang, Rich Voss, Dan Soder, Wyatt Cenac, Sal Volcano, and more.
Wow.
That is so awesome. It's a great show.
It's going to be a great time, too. So come on out to The Stand. 5-year anniversaries. I think they're going to break out some good whiskey that night, so there's been some talk about that. There's always, I got these barrels of this thing. Blah, blah, blah. These are house-made barrels just for us. I never understand it.
Oh, I watched Yamanika's special over the weekend.
I missed it. How was it?
It was really, really funny. Really, really
Dude,
great.
she was so fun the other day. I forgot how crazy fun she was. The shit she says.
I know. You could just let her go.
Yeah, you do.
Right.
It's the only way to behave with her, as a matter of fact. You can't hold her back. You know how funny she's from Aberdeen.
I know, really strange.
All right, this is weird. Kellyanne Conway no longer under Secret Service protection, and now Don Jr. says he doesn't want to be under Secret Service protection.
I wonder why.
He says he wanted to be able to speak to the Russians freely without them hanging around.
Right, sure.
I think he's pissed. If I was Don Jr., I'd be pissed. I'd be like, do you know how good their life was before their dad became president?
I know.
The 3 of them would have an office, and if you wanted to come in and pitch a deal to their dad, you had to go to the 3 of them. You weren't going. If you said, I've got an idea that Donald Trump can make even more money, you were told, okay, you're going to meet with the kids. You would come in, pitch the deal to them, and they would go, wow, this sounds really great, but he's not going to go for it. You're going to have to really give him a bigger fucking drink of that water. You know what I mean? I mean, that's the easiest negotiating you can do. A, you're not the guy saying no. You know what I mean? And B, the only way that you can really enjoy a negotiation is like a job interview. A job interview is great when you already have a job. You're like, I go in there, there's no pressure. I don't give a fuck if I work for those assholes. But when you're on the street, it sucks. So here they were doing deals that they didn't need. So they were only going to get the best, most profitable deals.
Right.
And then they didn't have to take any of the heat. And then finally, when they got the deal where they want it, they'll say, well, we're going to take you down the hall now and pitch this to my dad.
And then they get to share that success.
Well, yeah. I mean, they would talk to him at night like, these guys are coming back. This is what they're offered so far. And then they would come back, to Don, and then Don would squeeze a little more for himself. And that would be it. They'd all fucking have fun. And now their life is a fucking,
Yeah. Between them with the business and then Melania just with lifestyle. They were like, we had it so good.
Yeah, everybody had it good until their dad won that thing. And then, everything changed. I mean, nobody used to call Eric stupid. He was just a Trump kid. They were all like, they're nice kids, They're not running around town snorting coke. They're nice kids. And that Ivanka, very fuckable, people would say. I mean, I heard from a lot of people and some really handsome guys. They say she's fuckable. The mooch came out and said this. He said that the reason why Tom Brady didn't go to the White House is because Tom Brady and Ivanka probably dated.
Why would he say that?
He's a fucking idiot.
Why would he say that?
He said Giselle was jealous, and that's why I didn't let Tom go to the White House.
Oh,
They had his and Ivanka had a thing.
The mooch is nuts.
The mooch is crazy.
I mean, he has bad shit.
I just want to see those results to see if that's his baby or not. Probably, but maybe not.
If it isn't. Well, the mooch is right.
If it is, it's so much worse that he's on record questioning that.
And he was guest hosting on TMZ Live, I believe, when he was saying the Tom Brady stuff.
It's amazing.
They booked him.
Yeah, he hosted TMZ. I turned on TMZ yesterday, and he was the host of it instead of Harvey.
Mooch?
Yeah, Mooch was hosting TMZ yesterday, and like sometimes they have a celebrity come in and do the morning.
I never
meeting.
even knew that. Well, what am I saying? I don't watch a lot of TMZ. I catch it every once in a while when I'm spinning through, and I'm just like, well, I don't like what they're talking about, but look what's coming up in 3 different blocks away.
Why do they all don't they all drink out of like the same weird mug? They all have like a sippy straw with
It's an LA we're walking and drinking while we're hiking thing.
Really bugs me.
Yeah,
really bugs me to watch them do it. I don't know why, but that's like my least favorite part of that show.
What is TMZ's name?
30 Mile Zone. Oh,
No,
Harvey
what-
Levin.
Yeah. All right. Harvey Levin is the biggest slurper, and he just
Hate
sucks
it.
down water. But everything that they said is pre-planned. And now, have you seen Page 6 TV?
No, I haven't.
Yeah. It's got our friend down the hall.
Fugelsang.
Yes. John Fugelsang. And he's there with some people, and they just bring up what's on Page 6. And then they're saying, if you don't want to be on Page 6, just don't do it. Something like that. That's their thing. I'm like, what a threat. But yeah, I don't want to be on there.
I'm going to be good.
I always think it's amazing when a friend is on there too, because it's never for a good thing, but you're still like a little jealous.
Yeah.
I'm sure if I threw that girl down the steps, I wouldn't be on Page 6. Probably get Page 7 or 8. You know what's funny about Page 6? It isn't even on Page 6.
No.
It isn't?
No, it's
I always
on
thought
all
it was.
different pages.
It's usually much deeper. Usually like a page 12 or 11.
Why is it called Page 6?
I guess one day it was on Page 6, but it doesn't mean they feel they got to stick to it.
You got to.
No one's making them.
And now there's a Daily Mail show as well. They're jumping in on the gossip.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah, there's Daily Mail. There's
Where's
one
that
host. I'm not sure. I think maybe Channel 11.
Channel 11.
The number?
Pix. WPix.
Pix 11?
Pix 11.
Yeah. Is that national?
Dude, Pix 11 News makes New York One look like a well-oiled machine.
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Fox 5 Good Day New York comes in.
What's that?
Fox 5 Good Day New York with Rosanna Scotto and Greg Kelly.
I saw her the other day. She never knows what anything is. Like, what is that? No matter what it is.
One time, Rosanna Scotto was talking about that there was going to be a women take off work day, and he's just going, "No, you can't leave me that day. Please don't." She's like, "It's not coming up yet. We don't know."
Did he yell out, "I'm Ray Kelly's kid"? What is the notes about?
Oh, no, our guest here.
Oh, why say that?
Greg Stone is here, the Rad Dude podcast.
Can I just ask you this?
Yes.
How many Greg Stone papers? Look, you're just piling up.
What?
Did not realize
Greg
I gave you
Stones.
two.
The Rad Dude podcast is available now on iTunes. GregFStone.com for all of his dates. At Greg Stone _ and then on Twitter and then Instagram, he's just at Greg F. Stone. I hate all these things. There should just be one, and that's it. All right, we got him?
Yeah.
All right, let's bring him in.
Everybody loves Greg Stone.
It's
Best
true.
thing ever. It's the best.
Greg Stone.
Thanks for having me.
I like to see the fact you're rocking a beard today.
Yeah, I ran out of razors like 3 weeks ago, and I said, this is what we're doing until
You know what?
someone buys something for me.
I signed up for Harry's, and I never think about razors again.
Really?
Yeah.
We have them in our house.
Yeah.
Someone got a free membership in our house.
Yeah.
And they're there. And I think they might be mine. But I don't open things.
You don't open the. You need just razors laying out on the sink.
I need someone to say, "This is what you do now."
Yeah,
do it.
Who all do you live with?
I live with James Mattern, comic, really funny guy. Anthony DeVito, and then my girlfriend Tita, who does everything.
Wow, she does it all.
She's the mother of everybody. And I got can I tell you a funny thing? This happened this week. This is crazy.
Yeah.
We've been together for 9 years.
Wow.
9 years. For the past 3 years, we've had this little Cold War fight. No one goes crazy about it, but we just kind of go, we're passive aggressive. I use a fresh towel every single time I come out of the shower. Every single time. She's like, what are you doing? Reuse. Stop reusing. But there's a reason. 2 or 3 years ago, I started seeing a little brown mark on the towel.
Mm-hmm.
And I go, all right, this is a thing. I'm not going to bring this up. I'm not going to fight. I'm not going to be like, hey, you're pooping on the towels. I'll just use fresh towels. This is happening for 3 years.
You felt like she was wiping her ass with your towels.
I think that she's taking a shower, not cleaning her butthole or something, and wiping her butt with the towel. And look, I do the laundry.
Yeah.
So I see her underwear. And I'm like, this isn't dirty. What is happening? Maybe she's getting it all off in the shower. I don't know what's going on. So, but it's a thing. Sexually, we're getting weird. I'm like, I don't know if I want to go. I don't know what's going on in there. Maybe she's got a medical problem. I'm not bringing this up.
But you don't want to eat her ass anymore. You're like, I'm afraid to eat her ass.
I don't know. I mean, I don't want to eat poop.
Yeah.
Is that a whole thing?
Mm-hmm.
So last Wednesday, we go for a run. She ran. I was there, and I just went, you're running. You're doing great.
Yeah.
We get home. She goes, I hate wearing makeup when I work out. Takes a towel, wipes her face. I see the brown on the towel, and I go, is that makeup? And she goes, yeah, what are you talking, what? And I go, I thought you've been shitting on the towels for 3 years. For 3 years, I thought she has just been shitting all over our towels, and now I'm finding out it's makeup, and I'm ecstatic. I'm happy. She's sitting there like, why didn't you just tell me? I'm like, that's not a thing I'm going to do. And then, I don't know. I just think it's, I think that to me is, it really did show us in our relationship, but it's like, this is how I know I love this woman.
But I'm going to say this, if I were her,
yeah,
I think I'd break up with you now. For thinking that she wiped her ass with a towel.
Now, I don't know. Maybe because I'm the only woman in this room, but when you started to tell the story,
immediately.
I immediately went, it's her makeup.
Really?
100%.
I didn't
it's her
know
makeup.
anything
That
about
was my
it.
question for you. As a white girl who wears makeup, is white girl makeup white? Because she's brown.
Yeah.
So her skin is technically the
How
color
brown
of...
is she?
She's about the color of poop, I would say.
Okay.
So it made a lot of sense but I'm not sure. She's Thai. So it's like a lighter than Filipino,
All right.
darker
Is there a
than...
picture on your Instagram of her and you together?
No
you,
one
you keep her private.
sees her. Yes.
Wow. Smart move.
Yeah, I don't
Smart
need
move.
that. I don't want... I took her to one show 8 years ago, and Dan St. Germain hit on her, and I was like, well, we're done here. We're
Yeah.
about done with this.
That's smart.
Yeah. It wasn't
Everything
me,
you
but I'm
do.
just like, I don't...
Keep your worlds apart. There's
Yeah.
no doubt about that.
There's something nice about coming home and being like, we're not talking comedy. You don't know these people aren't messing with you. I just like that she's there and we do our own thing and I can leave that somewhere else and unwind.
You don't think DeVito's tried something though?
I would be so happy if DeVito tried something.
Yeah, that's true.
I mean, his girlfriend now is fine, but they would be so perfect together.
Yeah.
She's wonderful. He's wonderful. I would just sit back and love that
Guys are
love.
the greatest fucking friends that could ever happen. This is- seriously, I'm really moved. But I don't think the smartest thing you've ever done.
Yeah.
Do not involve. Don't be like, even the story that you told, she's not listening. Right? If she
Yeah.
was listening, she's like, I was listening to Sean and here's what you should do with it. No, you don't want that.
Yeah. She only comes to my shows if they're in like a mall where she can go to Target and she doesn't watch.
Yeah.
And I love that. And then because the first time, like one of the first shows she came to, she was like, you did the same materials last time.
Right.
And I was like, you don't get it. And I love that you don't get it.
Right.
See you in 6 months. Come check out. I'll put a YouTube video up. Watch it if you want.
Yeah.
No big deal.
No, what does she do for a living?
Nutrition.
Okay. None of
She's
that
not very
works
good
in
at
you.
it. She's about as good at nutrition as I am at comedy. Every time she doesn't laugh at a bit, I go, yeah, here's a cheeseburger. Fuck you too.
She's going to be the first nutritionist whose husband had a stroke. It'll be the first heart attack, stroke, kidney stone all at the same time.
She's going to be accused of murder.
Yes. but most women
knew. We knew you save him.
All right, by the way, speaking of makeup, look at Trump. What do you think his towel looks like?
He's just a reverse orange peel.
That
White
is
on one
as
side.
orange as you could get.
Yeah.
And you know, the funny thing is, this wall that he's standing in front of there, years ago when he was like a builder, he fought to replace that. He wanted to redo the UN, and he called that wall. He said he can't stand to watch the UN. Yeah, because there's that green wall that's behind the speaker and nowhere else, and it just drove him nuts.
Yeah. I have a question about that Trump makeup thing, though.
Yeah.
Like, here's the thing. My whole thing is that maybe he didn't know, right? But then he starts running for president, and everyone's like, you're clearly orange. How do you not go, oh, I went a little too orange on the paint. Maybe I got to ease it. He didn't ease it up.
Yeah, and look,
that's just his
that's
thing.
the little part of the wall. That's it. And it drives him nuts. But he's got to have makeup people, right?
Yeah.
He's got to have makeup people. Why do they fuck up? Now, I think he's very light skinned with tons of freckles. I think he's got light little freckles that if you saw him in real life when you're up close.
And he might see that as weakness.
Yeah, he would see
it is weakness.
Yeah.
Freckles, I know it. I'll murder any human being.
Well, there's never been a champion of the world that's had freckles. Now, we brought this up. I know you're one of the people that would get it. Friday, Chris Gethard was in here. We were in a half-hour conversation about my old buddy, Bobby the Brain Heenan, how he was the greatest of all time. And then losing him.
Yeah.
It was stunning.
Yeah. It's sad. But also, I don't want to whatever, but everything I've heard has been it's been rough for a really long time.
A long time, yes.
So part of me is just beautiful, go, good
Go
for
with the
you.
Angels.
You're 72.
Yeah, that's
a good age, man. That's a great age. He gave us the best he's ever been. You look at him and you just get sad. I'm like, God. But he was greatest of all time.
Now, will he be remembered or people don't remember, Vito? I know that you say.
No, he'll be very well remembered because he's brought up a lot.
But so many wrestlers have died.
Yeah.
I mean, 20 years ago, we thought we did a funny song called Wrestlers in Heaven, The Tears in Heaven. Because we're like, hey, they're dying every week. Isn't this funny? No, they die at the pace of 50 to a year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
They're all gone.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I think it's all CGI now.
What I try to do is watch a battle royal from the 80s and see who's still alive.
Right.
And it's shocking.
There's a rumble from the 90 or 91 where everyone in the ring is dead.
Yeah.
Every wrestler in there at whatever point during the match, everyone's gone.
Well, which one is it?
It's 90 or 91. I'll find it tonight.
Find it right now.
I ever tell you, I had an uncle who was who was a wrestling promoter.
Yeah.
He was, it was my dad's cousin, so he's like a cousin or whatever. His name was Dennis Coraluzzo, because my last name's Coraluzzo. And he was a guy from, I don't know, I forgot the name of the thing, but he was he had a brain tumor and he went, but he was always sweet, always get us into wrestling events. We were little, let us go in the ring. It's the greatest thing in the world.
Was he doing regional things or was he with Vince?
He was big. I mean, he said to me, I was like, oh, I like ECW. He goes, don't tell anybody my name over there. They hate me over there. So I think it's hard to say because I've talked to people who've been like, I hate that guy. Then I've talked to people who've been like, that guy saved my career. He was amazing. He was beautiful. I only know him as a kid. So it was hard to I love him. He was great. And they're wrestling promoters. So there's weirdness, but he was super sweet to us. And he was pretty big from what I understand. I can't think. It's this one of those biggest AW. I can't think of the name.
It was in Minnesota. In the Midwest?
It's funny that I bring up something where I have zero information. Anything you ask me, I'll just go, I don't know about my family.
Chris does the same thing, and he's the producer of the show. What we're known for. What are you doing, Chris?
I just want to tell everyone that Greg Stone is in studio, and the Rad Dude Cast is available now on iTunes.
I think it's big now.
Oh, that's so big. It's still in my room. We still have a few chairs. We have 3 guests.
And you go to gregfstone.com for all his dates. On Twitter, it's @GregStone_. And on Instagram, Greg F. Stone.
Was the last time you were in that we had the fight over sandwiches? Or were you on since then?
Oh, I've been on since then. I think it was a few ago.
Because I missed that, where we would eat sandwiches and discuss how good they are.
That was great.
I was going to just bring them today, but they were closed. I had a big plan. I shouldn't have told you.
Oh, for the UN. They were closed for the UN.
Understandable.
They had to go in and be part of
I think they're catering.
Yeah.
Which is big for them.
And then every time, which the name of yours is, Chris?
Sal, Chris, and Charlie's.
And anytime they make a list of something like the Thrillist list, Chris sends it to me and says, "See, this Greg Stone doesn't know what he's fucking talking."
Yeah, because people don't know. I saw that fucking list.
Yeah.
And I legitimately was going to call them and be like, "What are you doing? You should have went one more block."
No, because they found the goddamn best sandwich in New York.
I feel like I got to go over there and walk back and forth because I don't. Having it delivered didn't kill me from either place.
That was an issue because Chris, I believe yours was a hot sandwich, right?
No, cold sandwich.
Yours
was
a cold
and
sandwich.
yours was
Yeah,
a hot.
it's a hot. Everything's hot.
Right.
And I gotta say, the big thing about A&F, the ambiance. It's an old Italian. It's this Italian
See,
guy.
I like that too.
Tells you about the old town.
And there's
I
old
like
Italian guys in Sal, Chris, and Charlie. It's just Sal, this Chris, there's Charlie. It's fucking great. And you don't think Thrillist
that's
is scouring
insane.
New York City for the best sandwiches?
No,
I
they
don't think they are.
you
they
were
are.
behind that.
They are. I trust Thrillist more than anything.
Really?
So should all you people.
I thought it was a horror film website. Thrillist?
They care. That's all they write about is food.
It's a thrillist side. Greg Stone is here. And, anything? Where are you working in New York when you're in the city?
I'm a big fan of the New York Comedy Club.
Yeah, they're great.
That's just my favorite. Stand Up New York and New York are my favorite. New York has been so good to me.
By the way, I saw Jeffrey Gurian the other day, and he says they're opening up a new club in the Upper West Side.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, I didn't even know
heard
about
about
this.
this. It's
Yeah.
crazy.
Yeah.
It's like a block away from Stand Up New York. I don't know what I wait like a year.
Yeah.
It's like you got to be
Smart.
around a year for me to really invest. I'll go there, but I'm like, if you're going to stick around, I don't know if it's just going to be a room, but
I like your attitude, though.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Yeah.
I am not coming to you. You know what I mean?
You'll figure it out.
Vito, that gets the ladies. You go to them too fast, and you're too
Yeah.
excited.
yeah.
Excitable
Let
boy.
them hang out for a while, okay?
Okay.
See you in action. See that you wear a fucking headband every day.
Yeah, let them
You
see
know?
in 1 year how many different headbands I can wear.
All right.
trick 'em.
Don't be cocky and mean about it, Vito. Be still cute, nice.
Hey,
You can lie about anything as long as you give yourself 6 months to make that lie true. That's the
Oh,
thing
I
that I
like
always.
that.
That's what I always
Oh.
say. Yeah, if you're on a date with a girl, say whatever you want. I'm a coal miner, right? Well, starting today, 6 months, you got to fucking get in the coal mine business,
Otherwise, you're a liar.
or else otherwise you're a liar.
Oh.
That's pretty good. I actually don't mind this.
I saw you tried.
absurd.
I was like, all right.
That's pretty good.
I'm thinking, I just don't want to back up my lies. I just like to lie.
Yeah.
Because then, like, even when she finds out, she can't be upset. Like, yeah, I said I wasn't, but am I not a coal miner now?
And he
I
also
mean,
said,
come
this,
on.
how much do I love you that I went out and made it true? If I didn't love you, I
Impressive.
wouldn't have even tried.
Look, let me tell you right now, we're going to Google this uncle of yours to see if that was a bullshit story.
You
Oh,
can't
I
go-
will lie
You
to
have
everybody.
6 months to get a wrestling uncle.
Chris,
Yeah.
what's the worst lie that you've ever told in your life?
Well, I told a woman in Fort Lauderdale that I was a roadie for.
Not to a woman.
Oh, okay. Oh.
Not that's fair game, isn't it, Gail?
Yeah, I mean, all
You
is fair. in
You were a
love and
roadie
war.
for who?
For Coldplay.
What?
Well,
that's
that's
really
actually-
weird.
Really
Yeah.
hot at the time. Not they're not hot now, but I think it was like clocks came out or something.
I hope she didn't just start asking you names of the members of the band.
It's sad when you're like you're saying things that aren't cool like they are. You know what I mean? Like I moved their equipment. That's like saying I'm a bartender on a cruise ship. You know what I mean? Like you
Right.
might think it sounds cool, but it's still kind of lame.
At the time, yes, I thought it sounded great.
Now you're a sandwich guy, you're a food guy, right? But you're a comfort.
I eat a
food
lot
guy.
of food. Yeah.
You're a comfort food guy. And we get into this. Jen brought this up the other day. We got into a small debate off the air. Best condiment of all time. Now I'm going to say this. I'm not a big condiment person.
Sure.
Most of the time, I think condiments get in the way of actual taste.
Uh-huh.
I despise ketchup on French fries because you can't taste the potato. You don't know whether you have a good fry or not. You're tasting ketchup.
I understand.
Yeah.
But I like a different move where I like to put ketchup on the fry. I pre-ketchup them. So I put the fries out and I put them everywhere. Here's why. I like an adventure. I like to be surprised in the flavor. You take a fork and you shove it all in there. I don't know how much ketchup I'm getting. I don't know how much potato I'm getting. Every bite is an adventure.
Now, what do you mean you You're putting it in the
I don't like
bottom?
this.
I like to get, I put
Like
the
cover
fries
it,
down
the
and
fries.
I like the plastic classic ketchup bottle. It's like red with
Yeah.
the thing and I shoot a thin ray. I usually do a waffle style and then I take a fork and I just fork all the fries into my mouth and you don't know what's coming.
You don't know whether you're getting a lot of ketchup, a little bit of ketchup.
Yeah.
Maybe there's no ketchup. Wait, this is nothing but ketchup.
Yeah. All ketchup.
This is a mouthful
Now,
of
do you
ketchup.
blindfold yourself before you eat? And you also put ketchup on the burger that you're eating?
With a burger, I like this. A standard ketchup, mayo, pickles. Call it a day. That's
Well,
my
that's
favorite thing in the
basically
world.
the secret sauce. It's just
Yeah.
ketchup
Yeah.
and mayo.
That's great.
Yeah. Vito, what about for you? Best condiment?
I love blue cheese, specifically like chunky blue cheese that might have been made.
Now,
at
what
the
are you
bar.
putting blue cheese on? Because
I'll put it on
Wings.
French fries. I'll put it with wings. I'll put it on a cheeseburger.
wait, let's just stop for a second. You're putting it on fries?
Yeah,
that hasn't been done in this country.
I'll dip fries into the blue cheese because when I was working at the bar, they made their own blue cheese, and I started to like it so much, I'd order it with everything.
But that's the problem. You're just eating blue cheese now. That's what I'm saying to you. You're not. You're saying, hey, let's go out for blue cheese tonight, honey. You know what I mean? You're not going out for food.
Can I pause you for 1
Yeah.
second? I apologize. I used to work at TGI Fridays. A guy got a 3-for-all, which was wings, mozzarella sticks, and something else. Guy says, hey, can I have more blue cheese? He didn't give me enough. I go, all right. I come back. He'd already finished his food, and he was just forking in blue cheese. Some people just eat blue cheese.
That's where Vito's heading right now.
There you go, Vito.
Now, grab Jen because she brought this up to us. Jen, what's your favorite of all the condiments?
I love honey mustard. Like, especially any fried food I order, or really any food. I always ask for honey mustard on the side.
Why don't you just have honey, though?
I don't.
So much better than honey mustard.
Or brown mustard.
I just like the combination. Like, mustard's good, but it's just a little too, like, I don't know what the word is. Like, I want to say spicy. It just has a weird taste to it alone.
Yeah.
But the honey mixed with it is like a perfect combination.
So you're getting sweet and a little tart, a little
yeah,
kick.
yeah,
Little
Now,
spice.
I like chicken and waffles with honey, but I don't think of it as a normal condiment.
But like a chicken finger goes with honey mustard. Like to
Yes,
me,
it
that's the
does.
appropriate.
You're right
combo.
about that.
You ever do a sweet Thai? The sweet Thai sauce? That's sweet. Get daddy in. I love it.
Are we calling you daddy now?
I like it.
I didn't know that. By the way, it shows up every pimp in The Deuce. HBO's The Deuce gets called daddy.
Yeah.
Every single one. Now, by the way, while we're on the air today, The Deuce premieres last night. Today it's renewed season 2.
Really?
Wow, double deuce already.
Yeah.
Double deuce.
Double deuce coupe. Gail, favorite condiment?
I am going to have to go with pure fat and flavor itself, mayonnaise.
Really?
Yep. I fucking love mayonnaise.
Now, what do you?
And I put mayonnaise on a burger.
Yeah.
I put mayonnaise on any kind of sandwich that is a like lunch meat based sandwich.
Yeah.
And I like mayo and fries. Because if I'm eating fries, I've already know I'm doing a bad thing. And I go, why not make this thing really bad for me?
The French do that, you know.
Love it.
The fries and mayo.
I much prefer it to ketchup.
That's interesting. Now, I when I hadn't started school, only put mayonnaise on a hot dog, which seems like I was abused as a child. But once I got to school and that wasn't done, I went to mustard. My mom's like, "Don't you like mayonnaise?" I go, "Don't fucking bring that up when I'm at school." All right? I go, "You got to fit in the pack here no matter what happens." This is first grade, Locust Hill. These fucking guys are looking for anybody.
Yeah.
You know? Let's keep it the kid with the brace on his leg. Let's have him be the guy that we kick. You got to be careful with that. But I'm surprised by the amount of mayonnaise that you do.
I love it.
Are you embarrassed when you say, "Can I have some mayo in that?"
I feel
Good.
shame.
Good.
I feel really bad
That's
for
good.
myself. But
good, though.
not bad enough to not do it.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, maybe if I was, if I was eligible to be dating someone, I probably would avoid mayonnaising my fries on the first date.
That is true.
Come out swinging. I collect action figures. First thing I say on a date is, "Oh, you come over to my house, you're gonna see a shitload of toys. Get involved."
Yeah, that's going to cost you some, though, isn't it?
It's gonna, but you're gonna find the best one in the end.
Okay, smart. Now, Vito, do you ever be embarrassed asking for blue cheese on everything? On your ice cream?
No, I don't care about anything. I'll put blue cheese on everything.
But you're at places where they're like, "Excuse me, sir, this is a nice place. We don't have blue cheese. We're not going to put it on the fucking table."
A nice place might have some nice blue cheese, though. Like a nice French place, and they spell blue different, they would have a good blue cheese.
They don't give a fuck about blue cheese. The French don't. What about you, Christy?
Brown mustard. I hated mustard as a child in all forms, but as I've become an adult, I can't get enough mustard on everything.
He does have brown mustard on his at the desk.
Now, what do you put it on?
I'll put it on French fries. I'll put it on a burger.
Wait, on fries?
On fries, yeah.
I've never heard of anybody
Or
putting-
even like I prefer a Dijon on fries, but I'll put brown mustard on fries.
I've never knew that. I've never known anybody who puts mustard on their
But here's the difference. I know that mine is weird, and I will ask for mayonnaise. But will you ask for brown mustard at a restaurant?
I've asked for brown mustard
You're
before.
not,
Not
going to
normally.
fast food?
Not normally, right?
No, not normally.
You're not going to get it fast food. They don't know what you're talking
It's
about.
mostly, just like fucking yellow mustard, which sucks.
You ever do this move? You ever pull up to a guy in traffic, say, roll the window down and go, pardon me? Do you have any Grey Poupon?
Haven't done that.
Do you
That's an old one.
understand how old and how little that thing has run, right?
Yeah.
Like, even when it was big, they didn't run it a lot. And everybody went with that bit.
Yeah.
That is one of the most fucking successful ad campaigns that's ever happened.
I wonder, do the youngest people on the staff, even though it was not on when you were a kid, do you know, pardon me, do you have any Grey Poupon?
No, I just went and looked it up.
Instead of looking it up, be a person. Stay in the moment. Okay?
Just say, hey guys, I don't know what that is.
Instead of let me just start have my thumbs and have a single personal fucking experience. Being part of the fucking group think that's going on.
I just don't want to be left
How
out.
about Jen? You are left out. You're left out of the comedy meeting today. I don't want you there.
Come on, stop bringing that up.
He's yelling at Jen.
Yeah, don't yell at anyone.
Why would you yell at Jen? You don't know.
By the way, I didn't get a chance. How did you enjoy being on the show Friday night?
Oh my God. I was on the Nick DiPaolo show. It was so much fun. Nick is hilarious. And
You guys were great together.
Yeah.
Down to the point where I was like, so this is going to be like when I die.
Well, we had a little bit of a Dharma and Greg chemistry
You
going.
did have a Dharma and Greg. That's good. Even though I never saw that show.
Me
I know
either.
exactly what
But
you
I
mean.
know that he's a straight-laced guy, and she's like a little bit different.
But he, anchors her, and she kind of puts a little color in his
Yeah,
blasé
exactly.
world.
So I feel like that's me and Nick.
Yeah. Now, did you cringe at all when Nick said these fucking black whores are trying to steal everything in this country?
I got real middle child when he get like that.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, let's talk about something silly instead. And he's like, I feel like you're avoiding discussing this. And I said, that's because it's racist.
There's a war on Christmas. It always makes me laugh with those kind of things. If somebody, I don't know, in some fucking town in North Dakota does something, the whole country now is supposed to be upset that a baby Jesus wasn't allowed in a public school gym. I mean, I remember when a lot of that shit was going on, I said to Anthony, what was the place in Missouri that had the fucking trouble, near East St. Louis? Wherever this shit went down where the kids were fighting.
Right.
I go, are you ever going there? No.
Ferguson?
Yeah, Ferguson, thank you. You wouldn't get off the fucking highway to go to what do you give a fuck what everybody's doing at Ferguson? You don't give a shit. Why do you care about that? But they're always like, do you see this story? My poor parents, they're so fucking old. They worry about that all the time.
Yeah, they do.
What are you going to do, Vito? You can't just sit there and have fucking blue cheese with everything.
Wait, did you say you're a condiment?
I am not a condiment guy at all. I put brown mustard on hot dogs, and that's probably it. Unless you include like an egg salad, which has mayo in it.
Yeah. Right. But you're not slathering extra mayo like me. Like an animal.
I did all that stuff when I was younger. When it comes to a sandwich, I would prefer, like on a hard roll, some oil. But I can have mayo on it, but it's not. I've worked my way out of caring about condiments.
It seems really mature. I don't know why, but I've decided it's mature.
Can I throw one at you?
Yeah.
DeVito, my classic, my friend. When we were younger, him and my friend Chris, they got hot dogs and they invented the fudge packer, which is they would put Hershey syrup on a hot dog. And let me tell you, the first bite, greatest thing you've ever had in your life. The first bite, you are in heaven. Second bite, you're going to vomit.
Right.
You are just done.
First of all, the first bite, you're tasting chocolate syrup, which is fantastic.
And then, by the second bite, you've started to realize there's a hot dog aftertaste.
Yeah.
That's why it's bad.
Yeah.
Now, I also tried to invent a hot dog situation that I called the Alfredo, which is it's a hot dog with Alfredo sauce on it.
This sounds like a great idea.
It's not.
Was it amazing?
I don't know if I would say amazing. I think that the name is the best part of it. I won't lie.
The Alfredo?
The Alfredo.
Alfredo.
Like a dog.
Dog.
Yeah.
That's great.
The Alfredo.
Yeah, that's good. I could say this, though. As an Italian, I could see that if you put Alfredo sauce on a hot dog, I'm in.
Yeah.
But when people would put hot dogs in like their bolognese
Yeah, I
or their
can't stand
pasta
it.
sauce.
Yeah.
And like people are doing that.
I get
And as an
angry.
Italian, I
Yeah.
get very
White people are disgusting. All right, people want to know, Vito, when you say blue cheese, do you mean actual blue cheese or blue cheese dressing?
So there's like a type of blue cheese dressing that's very chunky. It's not the completely liquid one. It's where there will be actual chunks within the liquid blue cheese dressing. So it's a hybrid.
So it's a chunky blue cheese dressing.
Yes. And it's phenomenal. Especially when you get a wing in there and it comes up with chunks.
There's also people online have noticed that Chris eats his French fries exactly the way Sling Blade did, and that is true. And
Oh my God! French fries.
and the whole thing was that's because he was a freak. Yeah, any French fries in there, a little bit of mustard.
I think he was using yellow mustard though, which is the difference between me and
Nope.
Sling Blade.
I don't know. That's supposed to be like Arkansas or Texas or someplace, and I don't think they know brown mustard in red states.
Mm-hmm.
That's weird.
Isn't that just spicy mustard? Like
Yeah.
Golden's?
Yeah.
I love that.
It's delicious. It's
Oh,
great.
yeah.
Right.
Little kick.
Yeah, little kick,
Give me a
little
little kick.
spice to it.
Yeah, makes everything taste better.
But I hate the yellow mustard. You ever go to squirt it and like water comes out?
Oh, you gotta shake that shit before.
And
I
that
don't care
like
how
that
long you
gross little
shake it.
plug on the top, that crusty plug, kind of.
Oh.
No, I noticed none of us picked hot sauce. None of us had a hot sauce pick.
Jen?
She got that hot sauce in her bag swag. Is why.
Black people love hot sauce.
Jen, do you
That
like?
would have my second choice. It was hard between the honey mustard. and
Do you
the
have a
hot sauce.
specific hot sauce that's your go-to?
Yeah, I usually put like a lot. Yeah, hot
Oh, what?
sauce and honey mustard are like my two.
Here's the problem with hot sauce. Once you get on it, right, you can't get off.
Yep.
It's a drug. You can't taste anything that isn't hot sauce.
That's
and I
very
tell that to people all the time. They're putting hot sauce on their eggs.
Yeah.
I go, you've ruined your taste buds.
I have a new obsession hot
Yeah.
sauce, and I had to dial it back.
Yeah.
Because I got it because I was making Mexican food, and it's a Mexican hot sauce. It's Valentina, and it's super good. It's not crazy spicy. I
Right.
don't really. It's so good. And then I started to be like, make this better, Valentina. And I had to be like, I need to stop because all of my food tastes like this hot sauce now.
Right.
I like a smoky. I only like it hot when it's a smoky flavored hot. I don't like a straight pain.
No, I don't like it either.
That's not hurt.
No.
I want to eat and enjoy.
You know, we have Greg Stone here with us today, and I'll point this out. Greg Stone, one of two people are considered the greatest people who've done street jokes. And we've done it with a lot of people now. The other is going to surprise you. And it was a show that Ari Shafir was on.
Yeah.
Who else was there? Mark Norman.
And Dante Nero.
And Dante Nero. And all of them were left in the dust by Jeffrey Gurian.
Oh, of course. Are you kidding me?
Crushed.
So it's you and
JG.
Jeffrey Gurian are the two who took it. You went in a totally different way.
Yeah.
You went and just made the story fun, bigger than life. It's like we were little kids hearing about Paul Bunyan. And then Gurian went Jewier than Jewtown, right? He took his
My
back
rival, Gurian.
to the Catskills. And that was also very, very exciting and thrilling.
Yeah.
So we've got to get a showdown between you guys one
Oh,
day.
Yeah.
man.
The head to head.
I'll go against it, but he'll have no idea who I am. Who's
Again.
Who's this guy? I don't know who this guy is. Who invited him? Why we invite this nobody?
His name is
I've been in your
Stone.
home, Jeffrey.
His name is
I've
Greg
been in your
Stone.
home.
His name is Greg Stone.
That was the fucking best. Jeffrey who? Who are you? You always said it was Gurian and Voss, two old Jews that had no idea.
Well, Greg Stone is in studio, and the Rad Dudecast is available now on iTunes. Go to gregfstone.com for all of his dates. On Twitter, it's at @GregStone_, and on Instagram, at @GregFStone.
By the way, Voss, I noticed lately he's been opening his shows like this. He comes up, he sits down, and he just goes, I'm so tired. I don't know whether he's doing it on purpose, but he always lets the room know that he's exhausted. Yeah.
That's great.
He had 3 daughters and a friend there the other day.
Oh, really?
Yeah. And I don't know, it was very busy for them, but their little one, totally different around her sisters.
Really?
Totally different.
How is she?
Sweeter, more adorable, more interested in what's going on. She loves her sisters.
Aw, that's really
Yeah.
cute.
How are you with your family, Chris?
I have none, zero.
Well, what about just your parents?
Oh no, gone.
Grandparents?
No, never. Only met grandmother.
Aunts and uncles?
None, zero. Passed away as far
You have
as
no family?
He doesn't have a living member of his family. He's the last of a tribe. And you said you jizz in a bucket and you're sending it away so we can
I
do your
came
DNA?
into a cardboard box and sent it to the good people at MyHeritage. Yeah, the DNA is coming back in a couple weeks.
You're like a Game of Thrones character.
Yeah.
Where they've just all been dead and you're the only
Baratheon.
heir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's actually called, in a species, it's called an endling. When it is the last of a species.
cute.
And I think that's what Chris is. He is like an endling of his family.
Here's what surprised us. He now has a Costa Rican girlfriend,
Hey.
and he may be getting engaged.
Yes.
Right.
On Thanksgiving.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Put it, who knows if she cared? Just, she doesn't know if it's coming. You haven't decided. I wouldn't be surprised if you and I were related. I look at you, I go, we look alike.
There's something there.
Yeah.
Both.
No, you take care of yourself better than that.
Yeah.
Don't say that.
Why?
About me.
Look at that shirt. That's a nice looking shirt.
Thank you.
Yeah,
It's a dad's
everybody
shirt.
likes it, yeah.
But I think it looks good
I
on
don't
me.
think it's a dad's shirt. That's you got no undershirt. Look at that's confidence.
Oh no, there's
he
no
does.
shirt.
He
it's
wears.
just really
Take
low.
off your shirt so he can see the 19th.
Check this shit out.
You're gonna like it because you like old wrestling.
Yeah.
But he wears Gorilla Monsoon's costume from 1962.
I love
wherever he
Monsoon,
goes.
not as much as he.
Oh, if you only have one side, like Andre the Giant, I'll
That
lose
would be
my mind.
fantastic.
Yeah, that would be great.
That is great.
You like that, right?
Yeah, it's very
Now,
Italian.
Dino, you wear the same thing, right?
Yeah.
What color though?
Today I'm wearing white.
I don't like when you wear white. I like when you wear the dark as well.
Last few times I was
Unprompted
rocking
takes
the
his shirt off.
Yeah. Well, they're both
You
in
look
great
great.
shape.
Yeah, I mean, this is a gun show out here, Ron.
Yeah.
A gum show?
What does the guinea tea? That's the guinea tea,
Yeah.
right? What does it even do? What's the use of it?
I just like because it helps with sweat.
But
Because
sweat-
it's not
But
armpits.
But doesn't it
Sweat's-
make you warmer because now you're wearing a second layer?
I don't feel warm.
He's
I don't
lying.
Think, I don't think it's warm before. Why?
To stop the belt from going into the stomach.
Oh, that's the
protection.
reason.
I've always had for fucking sweat, but I
You
never.
got- it doesn't protect sweating. A T-shirt would protect sweating.
Yeah.
Your armpits sweat the most.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they sweat, but that's
Yeah.
fucking. It's going to go through another shirt anyway.
How
Yeah,
do
but
you know?
that's
You've
nowhere
never
near
tried
your
it.
pit.
Yeah, but I feel the sweat just like fucking goes down.
It doesn't. I've seen your
Sweat
shirts.
look worse because it loads up on the parts that are sweaty, like around the neck and under the armpits.
Oh, interesting, Vito.
okay.
So
You've
I
given
wear
this
it.
more thought than Chris.
I
has.
wear it for the belt issue, and I wear it because when I reach up, you don't see my stomach pop out of my bottom of my shirt.
Great.
You just
But I
see
like
another
that.
shirt.
You like to see a little underbelly.
Give Daddy a little bit.
Daddy like it.
Huh? I want to see a little extra.
Why
We
don't
should invent a thing.
yeah.
Oh, sorry.
Let's do a commercial that says the guinea tea. It keeps your belt out of your belly. The guinea tea.
I'm gonna invent some patches that just go on your armpits,
So
like
it- yeah.
womanly pads, but they glow on,
Right.
and then they catch all your sweat.
They absorb.
And you don't gotta wear an undershirt.
Why hasn't somebody come up with that yet?
That's a good idea, and it's a lot healthier than wearing like antiperspirant.
Yes, you're right.
Antiperspirant's really bad. I'm totally off it.
It's bad.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
so bad for you. You're clogging up your pores and just rubbing like aluminum into your.
And they say that when you clog up your pores, it has to go somewhere. So then you start to sweat out your back.
That's must be why I get pulled over at
Why don't you try it?
airline security all the time for my sweaty back.
I like to just rub aluminum foil on my body. I put it all in there. I'm in. I eat a sandwich and I just rub my face in it.
Vito, are you putting those on over your headphones now? It's a great idea.
Your shirt.
It'll be really fun.
Chris, you should take jujitsu with me.
You take jujitsu?
What are you waiting
Class
for?
2. I took 2 classes. First class, I got choked out 3 times.
Yeah, that doesn't sound good.
No, but like not choked out. Like I tapped, but they got me. Second class, I go in strong as hell on this guy. The teacher just looks at me and goes, "Hey man, he's only 14." I had no idea. I'm choking out some little high school kid.
Oh,
Do you feel good about yourself, though?
I feel great about myself. I love choking out kids. You come with me. We'll go together. We'll mess people
Beat some
up.
kids
We'll
up.
run Astoria.
All right.
We'll run it.
I'm more like Long Island City side, but that's okay.
Well, whatever then. Fuck
Why do you
you.
got to make a big deal out of this, Chris?
I'm just saying. I'm more from Long Island City than I
But
am
what
Astoria.
does that have to do with you taking a class?
Yeah, but you always claim Astoria.
100% of the
Yeah,
time.
you always say.
Now that Long Island City is getting to be,
It's
dude bro central, he wants to be part of
I
that.
just
Oh,
want
you
people
fancy,
want
huh?
The dude bros in LIC. That's what we say for short. LIC.
You make money moves now, huh?
I'll pick you up in the Audi.
No.
Yeah, pick you. I got leather seats. I'll drive you over, drive you back.
You're gonna get sweaty seats then, because
it's gonna pour.
Yeah, at least it's not a shit towel.
Do you have to wear like a gi when you do this?
This is the thing I don't understand. There's a thing called gi, and then there's no gi.
Yeah.
Right? So I did the first day gi. Let me just explain. The gi is so, like, tough.
It's stiff.
Stiff.
It's very
I
stiff.
bent down, choked myself out. First guy ever to tap to his uniform. The guy was like, I was like, I almost blacked out. So they do gi and then they do no gi, which I didn't understand. I just texted my friend. I'm like, what's no gi? Like casual Friday? Like I don't have to come?
Right.
Turns out that's not it. It's like they want it to be more like MMA or something. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I know
What is
nothing.
that? What do they wear?
Chris is just coming in his jockey shirts when he shows up.
Look, that's what you're gonna have to fucking deal with.
Dude, because we'll win because we're bigger because all these guys are in shape. My
Oh.
first match, I just grabbed the guy and just laid on him and he couldn't get me off.
That's great.
And I go, tap when you're bored because we're going to lay here all day.
I can't believe that you were not. They didn't train you. They just put you right into
This is what
sparring.
jujitsu is?
Let me say this. They did nothing.
This is Fight Club.
That's what they did. If it's your first day, you have to fight.
But by the way, do you feel better that you have these? Because that was the philosophy of Fight Club. It wasn't about winning. It was just about being in a fight that would make you feel better when the fight was over.
Yeah. I feel great. I walked out. I just felt like, I was like, I feel, you feel alive. There's like drugs. The dopamine is popping through your brain.
Yeah.
I'm confident now. Now I'm like, I had 2 classes and I'm like, I'll kill everybody here. I don't
Good.
care.
Now, how do you like DeVito on this sports show that he's doing, that they force him to wear the little headphones that he's not really...
And a clipboard.
And a clipboard. He's not talking to anybody. He's a regular person. He doesn't need that.
Yeah. I refuse to watch anything Anthony does.
Yeah.
But I'll be like, hey man, great job, but I'm too jealous and angry.
Are you really?
No,
You're
that's
like,
not true.
That should be me with the headphones and
Yeah.
the clipboard.
They had me
Got
on.
that? Yeah.
I did it with Chris Jericho.
Oh, sweet.
Was it? The guy didn't let me talk. Sweet guy. He just had so much to say. And then I was like, well, and then they were like, all right, next thing. And I was like, Chris, I wanted to
say something.
Say something.
I wrestled.
You should get your own jujitsu show.
I should. Yeah.
What's he doing with his Fozzy fucking? Is that still happening?
Yeah, I think they're doing pretty well right now. They get a song called Judas that I think is tearing up the metal charts.
Okay, good for them. I didn't know there were still metal charts. That's great. Good to know a lot of those people are still alive. I'm happy.
Yeah.
So he didn't give you a fucking second.
Well, not really. I mean, like, I don't think he really. We sat down. He was like, "Hey, we're just going to talk, right?" And I'm like, "I wrote all
jokes,
jokes for all these topics. I have all these things." And so then they talked. Then it kind of threw them off. And then he was a time crunch, so no one was throwing at me. So I honestly just feel like I just sat on. I was just like a furniture on the show.
That's my favorite thing, to see a friend not be able to do what they're there to do. And
That's your favorite thing?
Yeah, I've seen it happen a lot when you see friends get on panel shows.
Yeah.
And they'll fucking call you later. And they'll be like, I didn't get to say anything. And I'm like, I know. Fucking watching you. You would open your mouth, but they would stop on you.
Every time I said something, I found myself rushing through it. And it was like, this is not, I don't like when you take me out of my zone.
Well, that's why people go, I always say, radio is 1,000,000 times better than TV. You have more time, and no one's worried how they're sitting. Like, if this was a TV show, they're like, what's with Ron? He's just leaning over in his jacket. No one gives a fuck here.
Yeah.
I'm slouchy.
You're slouchy.
I don't have a shirt on.
Nobody would be looking at anything but that. That's all people at home would be tweeting about. That fucking dude doesn't have a shirt on. And like, who wants to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Who wants, like, then you'd be like, hey, how did I do on the show? And you check Twitter, and you just read armpit fat. Armpit fat would come up constantly.
They're only concentrating on the fact. That's not what I was saying. This is bullshit.
And that's what happens. That happens with Ann Coulter. She's talking about politics, and people are like, hi, Bird, what's a stork doing there? And you're like, how much can I take? By the way, I'm watching the Bucks game the other day, so I go to... is it Jameis? Jameson?
Jameis Winston.
But it's a weird thing, the way it's James. Is it just Jameis?
I think it's...
I go to his Instagram, and he's like one of these positive people, right? Just him with kids, and it's him teaching old people to work out. And then I go to the comments, and it just says, rapist. You're a rapist. Rapist, over and over.
Oh, my God.
He just gets trolled by people calling him rapist while he's trying to fucking raise money for whatever.
Do crab legs come up or just rape?
No, just rapist more. Well, he wasn't convicted of rape. He was accused of rape.
And what was the crab legs?
He did steal crab
Oh,
legs.
yeah,
He made it
right.
supermarket. He
That's
just
right.
walked out of the.
He said he forgot to pay, right?
Yeah. So whenever he fucking throws a pic, I write to my sister-in-law, Krabby McFucking rape legs. Just, you know what I mean? Because I'll only call somebody a rapist when they lose, not why they're winning.
No.
Yeah.
That doesn't come
The Bucks on the Bucks.
Yeah, Buccaneers.
Wow, are the Bucks the only team that's the same baseball team and football? Because the Buccaneers baseball, isn't there?
No, that's the Pirates that people call the Bucks sometimes.
I just threw anything out there.
Yeah, I know. This is why they don't have you back on Sam Morrill's show. DeVito just hears in his fucking headphones, can you get your roommate out of there? Jericho's on a roll right now. What are you typing, Chris?
I'm just saying there's 6 minutes left in this show.
Why? What's that got to do with anything?
I just got to give you a time cue.
Why?
I also want to say that Greg Stone's in the studio. The Rad Dude cast is available now on iTunes. Go to gregfstone.com for all his dates. Greg F. Stone on Instagram and on Twitter at GregStone_.
Sorry. I do want to say that from the Jericho thing, the one thing that I actually learned from you is that you always take your time. You don't give a shit, no matter how fast someone's going, no matter if there's like a thing, you're always in the pocket. And that's one thing I always go like, don't let anyone change your timing. You know,
True.
I really believe in that. And that's one thing I honestly learned, I think, from this show, listening to you guys. You're just like, you're always like, someone does a thing, someone's going crazy. All right, let them sit in it. Let's have a good time.
Yeah, right. Well, I always think, well, that's them. I don't need to, you know, and that's why I can get along with people that have completely different views because I feel like, okay, there's their views, they'll get out. No one needs me to yell out, wait, wait, let me change the way you're thinking because I don't think people do. Particularly adults. I think you get to a certain point in your life and that's you, you know?
Yeah.
But you never have to worry about how you are on the show because you've got two things going for it. You are funny, and then you're also fun. And that's the two things that work.
I was hoping you'd say handsome.
No. You don't have that, but no one cares about that. Handsome can ruin you in comedy. It can hurt people.
Yeah.
I know people don't like when you lose weight in comedy.
Well, I'm going. I think that's why. I think because I think they saw me they say gain more or lose. I'm going to try to lose. Because I think if I was handsome, sexy, people would be like, we need that sexy man on our show. I'm going sexy.
Is there a sexy comedian right now?
Louis. See, I get real hot for Louis.
Only a comedian would say that because you're driven by his creativity. That's what turns you on.
I like a redhead.
Vito, you see guys for what they are, right?
Yeah.
Is there a sexy comedian?
Chris Stefano's pretty hot, dude.
You're right about that.
Okay, yeah, that's correct.
I guess is good looking.
Now, here's the thing about Chris, and he is very handsome for a comedian.
Yeah.
Right.
Because they're like, oh, he looks like a ball player. But if he was a ball player, no one would be saying that he's handsome.
Right.
But he's he's with the Misfit Toys.
That's like what they used to say about Sarah Silverman.
Yes.
Like, oh, you're hot for a comedian.
Right.
Yeah.
But
Not for an actress.
Yeah.
But for a comedian, very hot.
Yeah.
Well,
and she would, okay.
As an actress, she should shave her bush. But as a comedian, every other comic.
But funny makes you hot. A girl makes me laugh. I'm like, you are hot. Your smile
and
is
I do
hotter.
like the funny girls.
Yeah.
Like funny girls to me kill me in a way that funny guys don't. You know what I mean? I'm just like, that slays me. Chris, who are you? Hot comedian.
Hot dude comedian.
Oh, jeez, why would you even have to say? Do whatever you want.
Oh, as a
No, just why are you going to specify? Just pick your dude.
Just say.
I'll say Ricky Velez is a good looking guy.
Ricky Velez looks like a street tough. But yeah, I think women like Ricky Velez. Am I wrong about that, Gail?
No, Ricky is definitely,
He's nice
definitely,
and he's thin and he looks like you could settle him down from all his troubles that he has.
Right.
You know, like I would feel like if you were Ricky Velez's girlfriend, he would show up way too late.
Yeah.
Be bruised somewhere and say he's got a few things to straighten out and then he'll get back to you.
Right.
Can I say this? Do you know who's not good looking?
Yeah.
Dan Perlman. I call him Ugly Dan. I can't even look at the guy in the face. I go, ugh.
Look, I'll say this.
I don't want to respond. That's so
He's one of the ugliest people I've ever seen in my life.
No, I disagree, but I will start calling him Ugly Dan from this point on. Yeah.
It's not true. He's not the ugliest person.
There's a little. Have you ever looked at him? Like with your eyes?
Now that I'm thinking about it. Now that you got me thinking about it.
Yeah. It makes me cringe. I get scared.
Yeah.
I go, how could a human... Is this where the human race is going?
Yeah.
Call me out. I'll blow my brains out if this is what we're going to be doing.
One time, I was actually with him. We were having lunch. I thought I was getting the flu, but now maybe I was just grossed out by how ugly.
I call it
Dan
Promenitis.
Oh.
Yes, that's what happens when people are around him. They get nauseous. Your hands shake. You don't know why.
Yeah.
It's weird.
Now, funny. Who's an attractive, funny girl for you?
I see Natasha Leggero as an attractive comedian.
She would be attractive anywhere, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
You guys know Alison Leiby?
No. Put her up. Put her up.
I think she's so... Oh, I love her. She's like super funny, super pretty.
Allison Ivy?
Leiby?
Leiby.
Ivy? Was this Batman? Chris, you've had one nutty day today.
Oh, yeah.
She's great. When she's in town, she's so funny.
Yeah, I like that look, too. It's the nerd girl look.
Yeah. She's cute.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when you hear I feel like this has gotten... I feel shitty because she's one of my friends now. I'm just rating her on television. I have no problem calling people ugly, but if like attractive, I feel
That's
weird.
uncomfortable.
You felt like
It's like you've gone too far.
I went too far.
Then obviously you've masturbated to her. Because you wouldn't feel that way if you haven't.
Right.
No one would say to me, I feel very bad that I said you look good. Yeah.
I just realized. Dan and I this is my thing. I always love to call Dan ugly. It's like I call him Ugly Dan. It's always fun. I forgot we did a race. Him and I, we did a 50-yard dash race to see who would win. If he won, I wasn't allowed to call him ugly anymore.
Yeah.
He won. So now I don't know if I have to pay a penalty.
No.
Yeah. I mean, he's still ugly. The
Right.
race doesn't change that.
Right.
Could you start and call him disgusting Dan Perlman? Freakish Dan Perlman?
Yeah. Mutant
All right.
head.
It always goes too fast when we're with Greg Stone. But Fozzie is coming on next. Jericho, and it's the countdown to 2000. 17 years ago, he did that bit.
Yeah.
Counting down to 2000. And he wasn't young then.
No. Greg Stone's been in studio. The Rad Dude Cast is available now on iTunes. Go to gregfstone.com for all Greg's dates. Go to Greg F. Stone on Instagram and Greg Stone _ on Twitter.
Took a little break there. All right, I'll be at the Stand for their 5th anniversary tomorrow night. 2 shows, a lot of great people being there. And Gail Meets Girls is up on the ibang.com. Greg Stone, you're the best, buddy.
Thank
Seriously.
you for having me. You guys are the best.
We'll see you all again in 1974.
Ladies and gentlemen, the evening is over. We hope you all enjoyed yourselves, and we'll see you all again in 1974. Good evening!